Oh, wait, right. You're. You are hearing the voice of Robot J. It is really cool sounding. He's messaging. Something is fucked up. I'm getting no audio. Oh, yeah, he said that at 6:01. Yeah, you sound pretty cool in a robot kind of way. But yeah, I am happy. It is another Monday. We got everybody here. We got all that. Damn it. Why do you keep showing it? You guys, it doesn't matter. It's Schlocktober, week 3, all right? I'm over here.
Schlocktober.
It's his first time doing this. It's all right.
I just got back from out of town. I was at a rave all weekend. So forgive me. I'm on a new computer right now, on a Megan's computer in the office. I'm not used to everything.
Dear God.
We're doing a beautiful sunset stream here this beautiful Monday. We are going to have, the usual suspects. We're going to talk about some things like we always do. Things. I like talking about things. You guys like talking about things?
Stuff.
I could argue that my theme music is too long, but God damn it, I just like the song. I like it.
It's never too long. Don't worry.
Thank you. How are you guys? We got Toxicity. We've got Blue Collar Loser. We got Northern English Bastard. We got Emperor Goodwin, who is having some really cool sound effect issues going on. But it's okay. We're still having fun. If you can't hear us, though, that's a different problem.
Yeah.
How are you guys this lovely Monday? Did you guys have good weekends?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's been a fun week. We did. I mean, all three of us did like fucking 4 streams this week. It was like
I know.
So, I mean, obviously, that was me coming in on the Friday the 13th stream as Jason V.
Oh,
What?
The heck you say?
What's funny though was I didn't realize you guys were doing 2 whole movies. So I figured I'll just make 3 little appearances or 4 appearances over the course of an hour and a half. Call it a day.
No, it was pretty cool. It'd been cool if you had like a Jason mask and like Meg was filming you and you would just like pop up out of the woods. That would have been pretty cool.
It's so funny because like if I was in my man cave, there would be a Jason mask right there behind me.
Wow.
I have one. And I didn't even think to pack it up for this festival. I didn't think of like dressing like Jason at this concert.
That's all right. It was fun. It was cool. It's a cool little cameo. It lent something to the stream. I also like are you gonna throw up the picture of you and Megalodon and your Yabba Dabba Do?
This is what we did dress like.
That's amazing. Chris, look at that. Look at that makeup job.
It's like Peter Griffin.
Megan made these costumes the day before we left.
I remember because I remember because that was the big issue during the Kill Bill stream.
Kill Bill.
I can't believe how good she is at makeup. I can't even see the black eye you gave her during that stream. Like she's covered that up really well.
Yeah, the Uber driver. It's like it's all your fault. That's why I had to do this.
And so after you said that Uber driver, I did an Uber Eats run like an hour later.
Yeah, dude. When you do the Uber Eats, do you put the food right on the doormat? Don't do that because
some people want it there. Actually, it depends on the person. Like they leave instructions. They may say put it on my doormat. So I'm like, you told me to put it on your doormat. Like
cool. All right. Some people are like, put it on the mail, put it in the mailbox. Does anyone ever ask for that?
Not yet, but like the people do have the option to like you can text instructions. Like some people say hand it to me, ring my doorbell. Some people just say don't call me, don't text me, don't ring my doorbell, leave it on the front porch. And you're like, all right, so you just take a picture.
Yeah,
and run away.
That's what people do all the time. That's what Meg does because of the dogs. They don't want anyone disturbing the dogs. But what happens is, and this isn't just a common thing for Meg. It's common for a lot of people where you fall asleep. And you wake up like in the middle of the night or the next morning and you forget there's like food on your door.
Yeah.
And you find yourself eating a 7-hour cheeseburger, sadly.
I can tell you
that's not a good policy because I can tell you that one of my favorite things to do when I leave the bar is to go by people's houses and see anyone that left stuff out front. Yeah. And I do horrible things to their food so that when you get it in the morning, you're getting a lot of toxicity in your body.
Yes,
Jay, are you with us?
Yes, thank God.
Cool.
There he is.
Falling and it can't get up.
You were sounding just like Rubber Johnny, which is what I was showing Northern English Bastard before he came in here. It was
Domo
cool.
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I wish I had been recording like those first things you came in with. I would have sampled them and made a cool song out of them or something.
Yeah,
But,
the hilarious thing is
yeah.
I heard absolutely nothing. It was just dead. So I was like, oh, look,
That's
I'm lip
interesting.
reading now. This is very exciting.
Are you on a headset, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would explain it.
No,
Because
I've got a standalone, but I've got a headset running through it. And
I see.
so I was like switching. Was like, okay, maybe the mic is acting up. No, iTunes plays through it fine. So I was like, screw it. Let's do a system restart. See if that unasses it.
Well, I'm glad it worked. Anyway,
yeah, I fixed
it. Well, I was going to tell.
Well, yeah.
You and Wes, in terms of eating like food, one of the benefits of being in prison was when you would you'd eat food, you have like your locker, and then you have like the refrigerator, and I wouldn't trust guys in the fridge, so they make a big ass ball of pasta and ziti and friggin' pepperoni and stuff, and 4 days later I'm still eating it out of the fucking bowl, out of the
What the fuck prison were you at where you were doing ziti and pasta?
Good fellas.
You were in the what are you?
He was the one
that our prison.
He got to shave the garlic with the razor blade. Yeah,
fucking Chris is over here living the Goodfellas life. He's like, yeah, we ain't like them other cons living like pigs.
Don't put too many onions in the sauce.
No, I only
put too many onions.
Not too much garlic. Not too much garlic.
I only put three onions.
I mean,
how many cans of sauce did you? I used two cans. Big cans.
Dude, commissary. You could order a fucking box of ziti for like 50 cents on commissary, and some guys would have like $5,000 in their commissary account.
But it's like some kind of frozen instant ziti or something, right?
No, it'll come in the regular box. Like they had the stoves were the fuck electric stoves, because obviously you can't have gas stoves in prison, but they would have electric stoves. And you could, and you were allowed to have a pot.
I don't know what the fuck prison you are at. We had like a hot water pipe that pumped out hot water that we would pour into the
I'm in New York. I'm not in fucking bumfuck Arkansas.
Yeah, they take care of their prisoners up in New York.
Apparently.
Blue collar was in like Club Fed or something. He's like, no, I was out on the tennis court. Then I had my man servant go ahead
and then they let you go with no charges filed. And then
Blue collar was in like that Family Guy prison when they're like, oh, it's like being in a prison in Canada. Hey, I'm gonna go take a walk. Okay, make sure you're back by bedtime, eh?
The scary part, the Canadian border was actually 10 minutes from my prison.
Well, that explains it. That explains it.
But no,
our fucking prisons are like hotels these days. Bloody hell! I've seen there's people who are doing TikToks in prison. They're allowed fucking phones, everything. I mean, they're real soft now.
Mine was 12 years ago, so it wasn't that. We never.
Well, that's my fault for getting locked up in a red state.
I mean, did you have a tablet in prison recently, though?
Yeah, we have tablets.
We have
tablets. we have tablets.
Yeah, I mean, that movie, The Shawshank Redemption, it kind of showed that you can't really do that, where you like cut the prisoners off of the outside society.
And watch Shawshank Redemption while you're in prison with other prisoners. It's a different experience, to say the least.
Yeah. Why come? How so?
I mean, what do you think?
No, elaborate, please. I don't know.
Well, especially a character like Andy Dufresne, like it's a joke, but not a joke, that how many people, like, you think when you go into prison,
they're all innocent.
No doubt, there's a lot of scumbags in fucking prison, but like someone like me, I had a marijuana charge, and I'm in a fucking state where I can go to a corner store and buy a fucking joint right now, or a dime bag or an ounce of weed. Yet I was in fucking prison for a now legal substance. So
I'll caveat onto that. It's like, okay, yes, did I assault a police officer with a deadly weapon? Yes, I did. Does that make me a bad guy? No, I don't think so. We all have bad days. You've had them, English bastard. Stupenzo, you've had them. I mean, hell, you beat your wife enough. I mean, listen, sometimes you just gotta take off on somebody. I
have good days and better days. Those are the better days.
I mean, listen. So yeah, Chris, I totally get what you're saying there.
No, there's definitely
soft ass prison.
Yeah, but there's some guys that do belong in there, but there's a lot of, to me, it's a bullshit charge. Like, I think that in terms of murder, I don't care if you're in Los Angeles, if you're in fucking England, if you're in Texas, murder's murder. But our country is fucked up, Luke, that it can have this. Again, New York, weed is legal. You cross a half hour to state lines to say New Hampshire, now it's illegal. Okay, so I'm a felon. I'm a felon on this side of the state line, but now I'm not a felon on this side of the state line.
Well, that's certainly true. But let me ask you this, blue collar. We're all friends here, okay? The statute of limitations is probably we're all friends here.
He said friends.
In prison, you might want to watch out for that. No, I'm your boy. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks.
Now, what I went to prison for is about a third or maybe even a fifth of what I actually did. So let's be honest. you didn't go to prison for clapping too loud in church. Yes, you might have gotten caught on a bullshit charge, but would it be fair to say that you might have done a little bit more than what you actually got caught for? Would that be a fair estimation?
Oh yeah, no, because it's one of the things where they couldn't catch me doing, like, they had to give me what they could. Like, I knew a friend of mine, this guy had a coke charge. They did everything they could to like nail him. They found like some dusting underneath his pool table, and they gave him like a 2-year charge because they knew this guy had bricks and bricks and bricks. They couldn't find it, so they had to hit him with the most bullshit thing. Well, but I just said it's just the point that, like, people would say, "Why'd you do it for?" If someone walks up, like I said, my old job, I'm making $30 an hour. I'm working 65-hour fucking weeks to bring home $900 a week after taxes and deductions. Some guy goes up, "Hey Chris, here's a fucking a backpack. Okay, what's in it? 10 pounds of weed. Okay, well, it's weed. It's not hurting anybody. Here's $5,000. You want it? Nah, fuck it. I mean, I'd rather go back to working on 70-hour weeks in the fucking factory.
I mean, selling weed, it's easy. I mean, drugs sell themselves, I
mean, but even my dad, my father still had rules. He said, because my father was Indian from reservation, everybody on the fucking res smokes weed. He goes, "Chris, I don't believe
that explains a lot now."
Yeah, he's like, also they drink. But my dad said, the bottom line is, I have kids. I still have rules where, like, I don't fucking deal with meth or fucking heroin or like man-made shit. He goes, "Weed, anybody can grow fucking weed in their goddamn backyard. It's like making fucking tomatoes illegal at this point." And
dude, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, is they make it harder and harder for the average citizen to abide by the law, which is more bureaucratic nonsense. But the other problem I have, the big problem with society today, is like this idea that like every criminal is just this AOC, like, romanticism of just every criminal's just stealing bread for their family. Every criminal has an excuse, like they've all gone down some dark path they don't mean to, and it's all just they're breaking the law because they have to or what. It's like, no, some people just break the choice.
We make the choices.
Some people literally break the law because it's easy, and that's the other thing. Like,
and it's fun.
I've known plenty.
You get caught stealing, like looting these Walmarts, walking out with a basket full of free shit, and they can't even touch you. They can't even arrest you. At a certain point, they start thinking we're the dumbasses. Yeah. We're the law-abiding citizens are the ones that are the idiots, and like they're just like doing what they can to get. They're not doing what they can to get by. They're just making a little extra, and it's easy. So just take it. Why not? It's like in Goodfellas, like those people with the dead jobs. They were chumps. Suckers, and that's how they kind of view us, and when you like don't even lock these people up or throw them out as soon as like they get locked up, it just exacerbates. We have to move back to like this. You get caught looting shit, I mean, we're gonna have to start chopping off hands like in India. Like you get caught stealing twice and that's it.
Well, I mean, the thing you have now is you have a proliferation of laws to the point that, I mean, you couldn't go throughout the day without technically breaking a law of some kind, be it regulatory or otherwise. Okay. But
look at
the best. At one point, this was illegal.
No, I mean, exactly. And it could be for medicinal use, but only if prescribed a certain. Blah, blah, blah. And by the way, the government actually killed people poisoning alcohol during Prohibition. But the thing you need to look at is there are very few laws that you should enforce, and you should enforce them harshly, right? Are you doing violence to people or their property? Right. That's I ain't fucking around. You need to get smacked real hard because everybody has a clear, bright line of here's inbounds, here's out of bounds.
Yeah.
When it suddenly becomes, oh, you littered, we're going to have to wait. What? No, what are you talking about? You didn't comb your hair correctly when you went into a federal courthouse or something like that. Right. Yeah. Suddenly everybody's losing their mind. You used a wrong pronoun. Let's arrest people.
Thank you.
Nah, yep. I'm out.
Well, yeah. Did you see yeah, we had an autistic teenager. She was like 13. She had the mind of an 8-year-old. She said that a police officer looks like a lesbian, like her grandma. They sent 5 or 10 police officers round to arrest her.
Yeah.
That was fucking,
yeah. You guys in the UK are all fucked up. You guys are going nuts over
I think
there.
It's also I think it's just female officers in general. They seem to be the ones that are like the most not trigger happy, but they seem to be the ones that are like.
Oh yeah!
Every time there's a video,
every time it's all box ticking now. I actually saw.
Here's the thing: I'm a desperate criminal, right? And a cop pulls me over. 9 times out of 10, it's like a fucking large man, and I'm like, okay. But if it's the one time I'm getting pulled over and it's like a small lady, it's like, okay, I have a chance here to like just beat the shit out of her.
It's like when you see a female security guard and you go in the store, you're like, oh, good, we can steal.
I'm thinking in the mind of a criminal. I'm putting myself in the minds of a dangerous criminal. I'm not going back to prison. Yeah, that's easy for Wes, right?
Yeah.
And 100%. Like I told people,
but like
the past 10 years, I've never one time excused. Like people just say, like, are you accusing yourself? No, I knew exactly what I was doing. It was illegal. Would I do it again? You're goddamn right, I would, because again, I'm literally working 7 days a week, and I made more in a month. I made more in a month at 25 than I got my first paper out at 10 years old, and 10 to 25 working legit jobs and factory jobs and Burger King and whatever the case may be. In a month, I made more than most people make in a decade. So when I do it again,
I would just like to say, for the record, I would like to say that I will never commit another crime again. I think that everyone should live a law-abiding life, and no one should ever do anything for any reason or excuse. You should follow the letter of the law, and that is how we should live as a society.
Well,
as his gun to his head.
Did you guys see this eclipse on Saturday?
Yeah, there wasn't much to it because we had big cloud coverage over here.
We were all under cloud coverage. So
dude, I was like right under the perfect spot. No clouds at all. The cloud broke perfectly. And we were at a concert and we were watching Octopus Project play Claire de Lune exactly when the corona hit it, dude. It was badass. And then I don't know, spent the rest of the night just partying like you do. But what was weird about Saturday is I released Saturday the 14th, the riff, and for some reason that one's getting like old numbers. Like when all my riffs would get like 500 to 900 views. Now they get like 20 to 50 for some reason because of I don't know, getting
I think I'm the only one that actually remembers Saturday the 14th.
I remember Saturday the 14th.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that running on HBO, and I was like, was ist los? Okay, and watch it, and was like, that was all right.
Me and Chris watched it. It's fine.
I meant to tell you, Enzo, I looked at your lineup. I'm actually a big fan. I don't know if you're watching it ironically or if you're actually watching it because you want to enjoy it, but I like Queen of the Damned that you got coming up. I like that movie a lot.
I ended up liking it a lot because I started watching it ironically, and I watched it as a double feature with Rockula because it's another rockin' vampire movie.
A little strange.
What the fuck was happening in Rockula?
Rockula's you guys got to see it to believe it. The bat thing is like I remember only the beginning, dude. The bat.
What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because I like the girl I see. She hates that shit. She loves vampire stuff, and she's like, "Oh, that Queen of the Damned, that's trash." And I'm like, "Really?"
I liked. See, I thought it was dumb at parts, but some of the things it nailed, like just like those vampires, like hanging out in shadowy areas with glowing eyes, like drinking, like willing participants.
I don't know that dude's name. He was supposed to be like the next big noise for a little while.
Yeah.
He was in a couple things in the early.
The guy played Lestat.
Yeah.
He was supposed to play. He was supposed to be Aragon, and then they recast him because he was too young.
But he was like the next big noise, and I just thought he nailed. I mean, I love Tommy Cruise to death, but I don't. His Lestat is very foofy to me.
I mean, that's one thing.
But I thought this guy, whatever his name is, he captured. I'm gonna have to look up his name because it's gonna drive me crazy.
Cool. I mean, I thought it was he's got a rock star name.
I've only seen him in Men at Work with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez and Keith David. That's the only thing I remember seeing him in. He played the pizza boy. The
Who are you
guy
talking about?
Yeah, is that what?
No, I'm talking about Queen of the Damned. Stuart.
Oh, damn! I do apologize.
That's all right. Stuart.
No, that guy Rockula was in all those like Snowboard Academy movies and shit. Whatever the fuck those dumb.
Yeah, no, Stuart Townsend is this guy's name. But
I was like, he's got a rock star name.
In the early aughts, he was like going to be the next big noise. He was in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and he did a movie with Sylvester Stallone.
Gray.
Yeah. And I just thought he knocked it out of the park, man. I like the whole vibe that he was giving off. Like, there's a big secret world of vampires, and I'm just gonna say fuck it and get on MTV. Like, I'm like, I dig it. I like that kind of thing.
He needs his attention, Lestat.
Yeah, I mean, so I read the books and then sadly,
I did too.
Saw some of the movies they were less than.
And Rice did not like Queen of the Dam, which might have been the big kiss of death for that.
Yeah,
she renounced it.
I,
she renounced it.
She wanted there to be I wasn't a big fan of Interview with the Vampire either, because it was like, why did the stat suddenly become so short?
I don't know.
Well, because Tom Cruise played him. That was the same thing. Hey, listen, I'm right there with you. I read all the Reacher books, and then when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, wow, he's 6'5" in the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Thankfully, the Amazon version of Reacher, a little more correct.
That was a good show.
That's a fucking great
Toxic
show.
Can't stop talking about it. It's like that one.
Listen, prison didn't make me gay, but I will say that if Alan Richardson is single, Alan, if you're listening, I can.
You're not
take
gay
because
you like Reacher. You're gay because you like Yellow Jackets, dog.
Yikes! Yellow Jackets is a good show, though, man.
I can't wait until this fucking stupid bonus episode comes out.
Look at this.
Talk about it again.
Hey,
I get it. I get it. Seriously, I don't get it. It is funny. It's actually a fucking funny movie.
Emperor, this is the problem when people start to get to know your pop culture shit too well. You get on a stream and they start poking at you. Oh, aren't you a big fan of Mystery Men, you fucking weirdo? Huh?
What about?
Toxic makes fun of me for not hating Avatar, just saying Avatar was like not shit. Like Avatar 2 was alright.
It's not that. It's just the fact, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but
compared it
it's
to
not
other
that.
movies that did other impressive things.
Avatar, he'll be like, oh yeah, Godfather 2 had such great cinematography, great soundtrack, blah blah. Yeah, it's kind of like, also Avatar, and I'm like, dude, why are you mentioning these two in the same fucking sentence?
Yeah, there is a bit of a pregnant pause when you go an Avatar and everybody goes silent, like, bro, you want to take that back now, or would you like to?
I love Wes's TV show recommendations. I like Reacher, I like Avatar. If I choose one of them,
thank you, Chris. Thank you.
If I choose Reacher, Avatar, I'm gonna watch Avatar.
They're great shows if you have 50 hours to burn, man. It's highly recommended.
Okay, I should. Hey, can I tell, because he doesn't know? Can I tell him, Enzo, your hang up, which is legit. It's legit. I'm not making fun of you for it, but can I tell him?
Yeah, I'm very vocal about
it. The audience.
Yeah.
Okay, so Enzo and correct.
My shit to be short.
Yeah, stop me if I get this wrong. But so basically, Enzo's I don't want to say phobia. That's not the word I want. But like his ick is the fact that he doesn't want to get into a TV series that might like end abruptly, like an Amazon TV. Like he gets into a show, and they leave it on a cliffhanger. And he was like getting into it, and then it's like boom, it's done. Like half a dozen different Amazon shows I could probably not
Netflix
Amazon
the same way,
and Netflix is the same way. Yeah. So the only reason Enzo will binge a show is if it's gone to completion, like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, like that.
Right. I think it needs to be also needs to be like time versus reward invested. Like every episode of Mystery Science Theater, I love it. I watch every single one. South Park, I'm loving all of it. I can't wait for this next one, the Pandaverse.
Yeah, no, that's fucking.
But like, if you're asking me to watch a 40-hour movie, it better be really good, like compared to these really good 2-hour movies I know, And
I think my biggest thing is, so I learned early on that I'm like the cooler for good TV series. So the first time I realized that was the TV series American Gothic. Man, I was really into that. They killed that after one season, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Controversy with that. Yeah, I watched a I don't remember the show that I watched.
Describe what you mean when you say you're a cooler. Like,
so you remember the movie The Cooler, where they've got the guy that he's on a hot run. Go have this guy sit beside him. He'll absolutely kill this guy's luck.
Right.
So if you have a really good TV series, and if I start watching it while it's on, death. I am the kiss of death to it.
That's awesome.
Firefly.
I single-handedly killed
that. You're the reason for that.
Yeah.
To be fair, lots of things were going against Firefly, but I do know what you mean, and you know what, Enzo, you're not wrong. I mean, because it's like.
We just started the 3rd season of Ozark. I think it might be the best thing Netflix has made.
I agree too.
I think everything on Netflix is okay, pretty good. This is the first time
I killed
on
Mindhunter.
Netflix that I'd rewatch.
I'm the reason Mindhunter got killed.
Mindhunter.
Oh, Mindhunter is so good.
You're taking a lot on yourself, man. I mean, I'm just saying, like
he's like Jesus Christ, dude. He's taking our sins on for him.
There's a remarkable consistency with the I think I'll get in on this. No, it's dead. Okay, there we go.
You can't kill South Park.
It's unkillable.
That's true. And I was in season 1 with South Park, and then
so was I.
Fuck, old too.
But
man, that first season, oh my God, was that hilarious?
Yeah.
If you were thinking South Park was losing its steam, this Pandaverse trailer is definitely in case you guys don't know, they're race and sex swapping all the boys, and it looks pretty goddamn.
How unusual for Matt and Trey to take the piss out of modern culture in some way.
Weird.
It's very unusual.
Weird that they do that. Hey, Blue Collar, don't you think like there is a certain logic to Enzo's ick when it comes to that? Because look at us,
guys. I'm always right. No, I'm just joking.
All right, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes there.
I mean, only when you agree with me. Yeah.
Because one of our favorite shows was Justified, which ended the best ending ever, and then they did the limited series to follow up, and they've completely destroyed the fucking universe with that. So
nice. I like that.
Well, there's a certain theme to modern media with the there was a great thing, let's smear our feces all over it. That's going to work out well a lot of things.
Speaking of that, we've got A24 basically. I thought this was a joke at first, like Wes did, but no, this is real. A24 is reportedly searching for action and big IP projects in an effort to expand in more commercial films.
They just lost on the bidding for Halloween.
Yeah, there was a rumor going around that they won the IP, but that was not true. But what's funny is what is true is they did lose a shitload of money on most of these auteur films that they do, which I mean that's why they rule, because all the films are like auteur driven, and there's not enough auteurs going around. I mean, hell, I'm an auteur. If you do everything yourself, fucking A, dude, hell yeah. It's hard, and it's even harder to do that stuff and be good at it. Just the fact.
But I think A24
come across pretentious.
They've always been smart enough to kind of do the Blumhouse, keep the budget small.
Right.
You have certain things that you invest in that you think are going to be bigger.
But also,
again, it's not
pay for the distribution rights for other existing movies. That's another easy bet. Just fine, go to the film festivals and be like, I'll help you finish the film. I'll help you do whatever. Yeah. But now, exactly. Because Bo is afraid. Some of these other movies, they're losing their asses financially. And because again, I don't think anyone's really making money streaming. I really don't. And I think theater and hard copy, I don't know, the numbers the streaming companies give you, they're all plucked out of thin air. And it doesn't really translate into physical dollars. I mean,
I think so initially, I think Netflix had a good model. The problem is that you had a whole bunch of IP creators suddenly go, oh yeah, we can do the streaming too, except we're actually going to screw our business models entirely by doing it. But they yanked their IPs off of Netflix, and so Netflix then had to go and instead of doing like an HBO style thing where we're going to do one or two things and really kind of invest in them and make them good, they had to fill that gap by trying to just shovel out schlock and then and boy, that not work out well.
And everyone else is copying the same formula, and it's like we don't even know if it's working for them, especially if Netflix is lying about it working. They're backed by the Obamas and all the big dollars, hedge funds and all that stuff. They're all back. I mean, technically, I heard they're like billions of dollars in the hole.
They necessarily will be in the hole because they were taking big losses for quite a while early on. I mean, they kind of went the Amazon model where we'll lose up front, but eventually we're going to either get big enough or have enough IPs under our belt that we can then start making money. And the difference between Netflix and a lot of these others, that Netflix, it's a standalone business. When it has to do its SEC reporting, you either know it made money or it didn't. You have companies like Disney, which no, we made money. I mean, from the parks, but we're not. But no, it's as a whole. Even though our studios lost a bucket load, our streaming loses billions per quarter, but we'll make it up with the parks. And then they started getting soft with the parks and the merchandising, and now they're having a no shit.
COVID didn't hurt. COVID definitely fucking was a nail in that coffin too.
Their identity politics really fucking cut their own throats on that one.
Oh yeah, and the fact that they are in that fucking state, Florida, it's so funny. It's
so so not to get too far off, because I do want to get back to the 824 thing, because I do have some questions. But
boomer 824.
What is it called?
824. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it's not boomer. That's military.
It's also just many boomerisms you do, but it's cool. It's why we love you, dude.
I mean, if you said Alpha 24, I'd be more into it.
Alpha 24.
I'm gonna say that from now on. Alpha 24 is what is happening now.
Alpha 24 film.
That's right.
Anyway, so yeah, I worked for Nationwide doing insurance investigations before I moved back here. And I was in Florida, and we had a big sign over our cubicle, which was, if it is Disney, leave it alone, which means that any notice to furnishings, any kind of investigations, any kind of, it was completely hands off. So if it was a Disney product, if it was a Disney, if Disney decided to go like, hey, I wonder if the Holy Grail or from Ponce de Leon is over here. Let's go start some digging and expedition. We don't call them. We don't check. They go, boop, done. We leave them alone. That was the solid gold, which is unheard of. Ask anybody that you know that works in insurance, and they'll tell you the same thing. That's fucking unheard of. They could send any kind of team anywhere they want in Florida, in the areas where they're allowed to develop or dig or survey or whatever. And they had complete carte blanche, complete autonomy to do whatever they wanted. And because they decided to throw their hat into the identity politics ring with DeSantis as the governor, that was just like, why you just completely cut your own throat? They lost billions.
Yeah, what you had is a bunch of in the Deadwood vernacular California cocksuckers who were used to the way things were. Oh, we have a government that's entirely behind us or whatever. And yeah, you have a special district in Florida, but the legislature and the governor and the voters are all overwhelmingly red. Don't pick this fight. Nah, bro, don't you know who we are? And Bobby Iger wants to run for political office at some point or whatever. It's like, all right, fuck around. Now it's on the find out side of this slope.
Yeah.
The companies thinking they're bigger than what they are.
Yeah, that's going to bomb Western Hiroshima. That really is.
Well, it certainly is thus far. And I think the thing is that they've also, because they picked that fight and oh, by the way, got their special district changed up by the legislature along with I think 5 or 6 others. But they go back and start looking, and they're like, you broke the law a lot. Wait, what? No, we're Disney. Yeah, well, the law still stands. You're going to have a problem.
Yeah,
let's get a list of these A24 films and do like a eulogy for what was once. I
think Alpha 24 has come up with some of the best stuff that I've actually seen in the cinema. Some of my best,
I love them.
Things that I've seen in the last 3 years.
I guess for me, started in 2013 with back-to-back Spring Breakers and The Bling Ring, back-to-back.
Oh wow, Spring Breakers is actually really good.
They had 2 other films before that: A Glimpse Inside the Mind of Charles Swan III. And Ginger and Rosa, which I hadn't seen either.
Is this on the page that you're showing us? Because I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
No, I'm looking on a Wikipedia article. List of all the movies. They did Enemy, which I liked. Under the Skin, Lock.
Under the Skin is fucking great. That is so. That's actually kind of scary. That's actually scary.
That bit where they're fucking floating under and he just turns inside out.
It's the freaky elephantitis face guy. That was a real dude, a real giant face.
Yeah, he's. I've seen him on documentaries a few times.
The baby leaving the baby on the side of the next to the fucking water. Like, did anybody else just like catch this on cable late at night and be like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
No, I literally looked out for it. I knew it was going to be good.
Oh, did you? No, I just caught this.
Under the Skin was directed by Jonathan Glazer, who made a bunch of badass music videos I was a fan of.
Oh, okay.
So I was excited about that movie. But he also made that really good movie Birth with
Northern
Nicole
English
Kidman.
Bastard. How was Scarlett Johansson's British accent? Was it decent?
That wasn't bad actually. I was
too busy staring at her
really
titties.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah, she does get naked in that one. There's another reason to like that movie.
I mean, she gets spoiler alert, she gets de-skinned in that movie. So I mean, it's
yeah,
it's hard to get more naked than that.
Yeah, she also what was it? Yeah, Jonathan Glazer also did Sexy Beast. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a great. That is fucking
Sexy
amazing.
Beast is good. Yeah, that's
but you
good.
should check out Birth if you haven't seen it. That was that Nicole Kidman movie where she's getting married and her husband like died like 12 years ago or some shit, and then this little 12-year-old boy shows up and is like, "I'm your dead husband, you know, I'm reincarnated. You're my wife," and knows all this like personal shit about them. It's weird. It was a good one.
That's weird.
Has a good twist.
At least
ending.
that was her story when the authorities show up. As to why
Right? Yeah. That seems like something a pedo would say. Like, it's my dead, but you don't see. It's my dead husband. He's come back to life.
It's all about reincarnation, right?
That's not as weird as that one movie with what's her name, Green, from Casino Royale. Eva Green. Yeah, she gets naked all the time. She was in a movie.
Green.
I cannot remember the name of it.
Is it Dreamers?
No. She clones her dead husband, but she like has to raise him as a baby, so that way she could eventually like get her husband back. What was the name of that freaky ass movie?
I don't know. Now
it was creepy. Yeah, that was a creepy one.
I gotta tell you, man. She always
Womb.
skips.
It's called Womb. That was a
she always,
freaky fucking
misses
movie.
my list of hotness, but I'll tell you what, man. She could basically do no wrong in my mind as far as her voice, her eyes, her body, everything. She just like exudes. I don't know how she even moves around without getting like attacked at any given moment. Like she's so sexy as fuck, man.
Yeah, she's kind of got this unhinged face, but it's kind of a hot unhinged face.
Yeah, I mean
that's the one you stay away from.
You like him crazy, right?
No, that's
you
the
go
one
to anywhere. You go to anywhere though.
Go right, fodder.
Dude, A24 also.
You know they're gonna be fucking wild. Them ones.
I didn't realize this movie came out on my brother's birthday, but Tusk, Kevin Smith. That's another A24 movie.
Yeah, that's a weird movie.
Look, that movie's pretty funny. But then when you first see the fucking the guy as the walrus man, I remember me and my friend Lita were like screaming, like full throated, like
Enzo, are you going like chronologically in a row of Alpha 24's movies?
Yeah, I mean, I'm skipping some I don't know. I mean, there's a most violent year, but there's stuff like I don't know.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
And Cut Bank and While We're Young, Laggies. I don't know what Laggy. Revenge of the Green Dragons. I don't know. They did Ex Machina. That was a big one. 2015.
Great movie.
Slow West after that with that Western with what's his name, Magneto. That's a good one.
I don't know that one.
It was pretty fun. Like there's like those indie westerns we're starting to see nowadays.
Okay.
Room, that was the one where Brie Larson won her Oscar,
that's a good
and
movie.
She totally deserved it. She was fucking great in that movie. That's a good movie. Why couldn't
is that where she expended all of her talent and then was left with her husband for the rest of the time?
You know what? I'm a Brie Larson defender. I don't care. She's a good actress. She gets shit. Listen, the actor and or actress is only as good as what they're given. Now, can you get somebody that can pull something out of the muck and make something out of it? Sure, you can. But you know what? It's just like
but
the thing is that she has made movies, right, where she is the producer and all that.
Oh yeah,
and there's still shit.
That was a bad movie with the unicorn school or whatever.
Thing,
yeah, well, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Here's the thing about
so again, other than The Room, the fuck she been in that's actually demonstrated
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's like Mr. Plinkett said. It's like Mr. Plinkett said. I
won't answer then. I'll just
listen.
Be quiet.
No, I'm just saying. You know that she's a good actress, or all these people are good actors when you see them doing the interviews and defending these shitty movies they're in. That's where you realize these people can act their balls off. Dude.
Except that she couldn't even do it then. She was like, "Well, I don't want a bunch of 40-year-old white men telling me that this is shit." I was like, anybody could tell you it's shit because they saw it.
But have you seen her old interviews? Though she actually seemed very charming back
then.
once
she got her big titties out and got implants and started like smiling again, it's like, all right,
I think you have an early on Brie Larson, which is I'm new to this. I haven't climbed entirely up my own ass. And so I'm genuine and those interviews.
Well,
she's
that's
real
not
and all
always
that.
the case, though, is it? because you have fucking Rachel Zegler. She's definitely new to shit, and she's already
she's
you have people that are smug pieces of shit who always were, and it didn't matter whether they were going to be in it or not, right?
I would definitely argue
Bria's
that
like that. She
Ziegler's
took
worse.
the Hollywood copium and huffed her own farts way too much, and then suddenly became fuck the fans. Everybody should go to hell because I'm smart or whatever. Yeah, that didn't work out well for her, and then she decides I'm going to launch my YouTube channel. And that's going to go sideways pretty hard for a while.
Well, listen, that kind of stuff always goes to somebody's head. I'll remind everyone that way before wokeness was even a thing, way before identity politics, Me Too, and all that shit was even a thing, there was a young actress named Alicia Silverstone who was touted as the next big thing. So they gave her a 4-picture fucking deal, which was unheard of at the time, and gave her own studio and producing rights and all kinds of shit. And she just completely fell off the map because everything was dog shit after Clueless.
Yeah, I don't argue that Larsa. I mean, I think woke was merely one of the crutches that she used to explain why when she climbed up her own ass that suddenly people didn't like her. But yeah, I've been huffing my own farts way too long has been a thing that, for people that get too much publicity too fast, or just don't have a grounded personality, they'll always fall victim to that. It happens in politics, it happens in sports, it happens in everything, right?
Well, before Brie Larson got famous as an actress, she was doing music videos for Barbie movies. It's totally real. So I don't want to get struck, but yeah, that's her early career. She was definitely one of those little carrot girls whose mommy and daddy like thrust her into Hollywood, and probably by her own demands, But yes, it's like, mommy, daddy, make me famous. That's just the kind of vibe Brie Larson gives, and it's like, props to her for actually doing it. That fucking little sociopath.
Well, and then look at people like Kurt Russell, whose dad was involved in huge amounts of movies and TV, and then he has early success, but doesn't climb up his own ass, and so he just because he also learned from his dad.
You can't.
I think
really
being a child star in the '60s was different from being a child star in the '80s and '90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, look at the results of a lot of those child stars. No matter what era they come up in, they turn into shit. Shirley Temple.
Well, the reason why a child's success
being
is bad.
Alcoholic and drug addict and then cleaned up later
I
in
think
life.
what we're talking, you're talking about male and female. Women are just basically stupid by nature. They don't know how to fucking deal with anything. That they are 80% of the fucking consumer culture in America or even in the West, and only 20% of the actual fucking top earners, if that. So I mean, just like you can't compare a man and a woman. That's like comparing a fucking astronaut and a fucking rock.
I think men and women, boys and girls, child stars, I think the problem they have is they get this like crazy success early on, and then it's hard to maintain that success. And when you're like a teenager, you're not getting the same success you were used to when you were a child, so you start being like, well, fuck this, and that just like makes things worse and stuff. And then that's why you just kind of snowball and get just kind of fade out of the limelight.
I think it happens to a lot of teenagers as well, because the look at people that, I mean, it's, you end up with like the Al Bundy thing where the height of your fame was in high school, and then everything afterwards was downhill. It's really hard for people to kind of adjust to that reality, right? Where it's okay, maybe I'm never going to be there. I need to set what my new normal is and reset, but they're always chasing that height of fame or importance. And it's like, nah, bro, you need to let that go and just.
But also, it sucks because as a casting director, let's say like, is his name Al Bundy, the kid, the teenager? Is his name Al?
No,
Bud Bundy.
Yeah, you're talking about the one that played Bud. Right.
Yeah, so Bud Bundy, let's say, Bud Bundy, he wants to do another movie or something, and it's like, you got a supporting role that he's auditioning for. He's willing to like play lesser roles, not get the limelight treatment. The problem is on the filmmaking aspect, it's like, well, I don't want fucking Bud Bundy as this random clerk.
Right, you get the typecasting problem.
It's distracting to see this famous fucking guy also like.
Well, not only that, I mean, what was he gonna do besides? I mean, he was smart and he parlayed his success into what? He's a producer and a director and shit, isn't he? Isn't that what he does now?
That's what most people who fade out of line.
And
child actors, they either become drug addicts and die early, or they become like
I'm fairly certain the kid who played Bud Bundy is like a director or a producer or some shit like that. And I mean, what else was he gonna do? He's 5'3". I mean, there's nothing.
He actually was like a early like involved with podcasts and stuff like that. Really before they hit big. But yeah, he had a real.
No, my only thing with Brie is when people like start and I'm like, listen, okay, I realize she's a liberal woke tard, idiot, and she's spouting, she's in the echo chamber and stuff like that. But I'm not going to hear anybody say that she's not a good actress, because I've seen 6 or 7 films where it's like she's fucking phenomenal in it. Rampart, The Room, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, The Spectacular Now.
I mean, you can argue that she isn't one now. She was one, right? But you can point out a lot of actors and actresses who early on, either because they weren't huffing their own farts about fame and all that stuff, right? That they were really producing well, and then once they started buying, believing the hype about themselves, stopped being good because it was just, well, I'm here, look at me.
Yeah,
I think it's another one of situations where Hollywood. People always talk about real world versus Hollywood. It still reflects the same thing, because we've all been there, where whether I worked Burger King's, Arby's, Wes has been in the military, you got somebody who was a grunt, who was a crew member, and look, now I'm assistant manager, look, now I'm a sergeant, now I don't have to try anymore, and now I'm better than all you, because now I'm a first officer. And then when they hit that step, that power corrupts everybody. I said, I don't give a shit if it's Hollywood, if it's personal, it's fucking us athletes. How many athletes hit like, hey, I'm LeBron James now, or somebody in the NFL, they hit that status where I've won a Super Bowl ring or something, and I ain't gonna try anymore because I'm better than all you. And you see their career, fucking rock stars, they all start declining because that power gets into their fucking head.
You stand at attention when you speak to me. You understand?
You know that. How many?
Don't you know who I am? I know you're the motherfucker I'm about to
I'm
drop.
I'm Director X, dog. Don't you know who I am?
All right, let's go. Let's go with your list. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's like that. It's like that saying in Layer Cake, isn't it? You're born, you take shit, get out in the world, take more shit.
God, what a good movie.
Climb higher, take less shit. Suddenly, you're at the top of the world. You've forgotten what shit even looks like.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that fucking chick's name in that movie?
Sienna Miller.
Sienna West Miller.
Oh, Sienna Miller.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Jude Law was fucking born in
that is her peak hotness is in that movie. Her peak hotness. She doesn't get any hotter.
Yeah. She was real good in American Sniper. I'm not gonna lie. I never thought she was.
I mean, she was a good actress. She wasn't as hot as she was in that. I mean,
she looks a bit more homely.
Fuck that movie then. Okay, well, real quick. Some more good A24 movies. Alpha 2-4 movies. The Witch. We got Green Room, which I like. I liked Green Room a lot.
Amazing. Green Room.
The really Lobsters, good. Interesting. Swiss Army Man, I didn't really care for. American Honey was interesting. Moonlight, I thought. A Black Coat's Daughter, one of my favorite horror movies.
That movie is so fucking good. That movie is good. Chris,
soundtrack rules, man.
You remember when we talked about that last year during the Halloween season? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Black Coat's Daughter. Oh my God, that is so good. If anybody is a detractor of I don't know her name, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, from Mad Men.
Melissa Joan Hart.
No, the newer one, the one that's in Black Coat's Daughter.
Don't know. Couldn't tell you.
She knocked it out of the fucking park during that movie. That's a seriously like understated performance, understated movie, and a lot of people have slept on that.
I love it.
I'm gonna mispronounce.
Yeah, watch it this October, man.
I'm gonna mispronounce her name. It's Kiernan Shipka. Cool. So she needs to fix that name, because that's like some kind of Slavic fucking mumble mouth name.
Nowadays, everyone likes cool names like that.
Yeah, Emma Roberts is also in it. She's really good. I mean, it's just one of those movies that sticks with you. You'll rewatch it and go, "Damn, I don't know how I didn't see that coming."
Yeah.
You know, the great thing about Slavic names is that if you've been to the dentist and your tongue is numb, you can still speak perfect Slavic, because everything is in the cheeks, right?
That's true. Hey, there's some hope for you. There's some hope for you, Luke. See, you can.
I knew he'd do a lot.
There's what else? There's a Ghost Story. I like that one a lot with Casey Affleck. That was a small movie that had lots to say. And then there was Good Time, which I loved. The Safdie brothers with real transformative performance from Robert Pattinson. The Florida Project. Project, I didn't think was that good, but I did appreciate the fact that it was all filmed on an iPhone. Killing of a Sacred Deer, fucking loved that one. That was another weird ass movie from the guy who made Lobster. Disaster Artist, the last.
Is Killing of a Sacred Deer the one where they tell the family like you got to pick someone to die? Yeah. That's
Hereditary.
Really
I know. Wes said he didn't like what's her name, Tony Collins, Tony
Collette. Yeah, I can't defend. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I cannot defend that position. Tony Collette, I'm sorry.
Don't like her.
I just don't like you. I don't like your face.
Ouch.
Something every time your face is on screen, I just. Well,
she's really good. She's a really good actress in Hereditary. Hereditary is a fucking freaky ass movie. It gets scarier every time you watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I also liked mid '90s and 8th Grade from Bo Burnham. Mid '90s was Jonah Hill.
8th Grade was really good.
The Hole in the Ground. Climax. I love Climax. When I recommend horror movies, I always talk about check out Climax. It's about a rave where everyone gets dosed with a bunch of LSD against their knowledge. It turns into a nightmare, dude. It's so well done.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
There's Midsummer. We're getting closer to modern times.
I didn't, that's Midsummer is one of those ones where I, when people ask, do you ever disagree with the drinker? And I'm like, yeah, I thought that was a pretty good fucking movie. I don't know where I like Midsummer.
I didn't like it as much as Hereditary, though.
Yeah, he hated it and he like bashed it in a video. And I'm like, I don't see it. I thought it was pretty good.
I loved The Lighthouse. I know a lot of people disagree with The Drinker with another, a lot of
there's another. I'm glad that's back to back because I hated The Lighthouse and The Drinker loved that one.
I loved The Lighthouse.
Whoever hit though, fucking Willem Dafoe, he was a beast in that movie.
I mean, can we all agree? Has Willem Dafoe ever done a bad performance?
That's why. So, like, I could have a. Well, come on, Denzel. Denzel's done bad movies, but if Denzel's in it, you'll watch it.
Denzel ain't done no bad movies,
take the juxtaposition of Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse versus Willem Dafoe in The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Yeah.
Like how do you have those two characters like meet somewhere on shore?
What the hell with that? I want Willem Dafoe from The Lighthouse meeting Willem Dafoe from Streets of Fire.
There you go.
I want to film where every fucking Willem Dafoe is starring alongside each other. Every Willem Dafoe character.
Who was it that said? Was it one of you guys, or was it just a random member of the group that said?
I'm watching this new video.
Whoop. Sorry, go ahead.
It's all right. That's okay. That said, let's talk about. Let's make a list of movies that you can't fucking find anymore. Was that you, Luke, or was it somebody else?
Might have been somebody else. That.
Okay. Because somebody was asking me about like. Let's do a thing like talking about like movies you can't even find anymore. And Willem Dafoe was in a movie where he played a CID agent in Vietnam called Off Limits, and it's it's one of the reasons why I joined the army, and it's one of the reasons why I became a military policeman was because of that movie. Because Willem Dafoe's so fucking bad, and Gregory Hines are so badass in the movie, and it's based on a true story.
So here's an idea, guys. If Gregory Hines is in this too, hell yeah. If we ever get to a point where it's like. So like that's the cool thing about like the Dorkside we watches is like we can get into my Discord and watch whatever the hell as long as I can find it, So there's that. So if Luke, once you're on a computer, once you start getting on the Discord theater, it'll be easier to watch pretty much whatever the hell we want. But yeah, this looks cool. I'll throw it on the list. Sure, I can find a copy of it somewhere.
Gregory Hines had a run of like, what was it, 5 or 8 years where he was in some really cool movies and then just disappeared entirely.
Yeah, we watched that William Friedkin movie with him and Chevy Chase. What was that called again, bastard?
Oh yeah, what was it? The Deal of a Century.
Deal of the Century.
I was really looking for that as well.
That was fun.
Running Scared with Billy.
Running Scared is go get. Yeah, we look. I'm willing to get killed, but at least we can die with our pants.
Oh man,
that's a great. About 4 or 5 months ago, I was having a shit week at work or whatever, and then I had like a random Saturday off somehow. I have no idea how. I had like a random Saturday that I didn't have to bounce at the bar that I used to work at, and I remember coming home and I was like, man, what should I do? And then I just randomly pulled up Running Scared, and put that on, and it was one of the best times I had just sitting. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't get on the computer. I didn't get in a group. I didn't do nothing. I just sat and watched that movie and had a fucking great time. That was
no, my name is Pinky.
They don't pay me
and the
no
man
more.
missed the Bible question because he did not know what Deuteronomy was.
They don't pay me no more. Oh,
And
man.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to leave you for now. But what we're doing the rewatch is it Child's Play tomorrow?
Child's Play tomorrow, my friend.
Yeah, okay. I will be there. I will be on there. Just send me the link and I'll be on.
Yeah, I'll make it in a minute.
There he is, that little shit. So yeah, Wes, you were asking, like, are you? Yeah, take care of Luke, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
This in the theater. This was a good movie.
Really?
Wow. Damn. Yeah, I saw. I think I saw the second. I definitely saw the third one in the theater, and all the ones after that. But I might have seen the second one in the theater too.
What was I asking?
You were asking earlier, is Chucky scary or not? I'd say.
Well, I was
Chucky...
trying to give Chris, because you know we always do it in these streams. One of my main jobs in these streams is to remind Chris, hey Chris, do your question of the day for tomorrow, because for 3 years he keeps forgetting.
Tuesdays.
So, but I'm like, yeah, hey, Tuesday is your day, and so that kind of coincides with our rewatch day. So I was just trying, because he was like, well, what kind of question should I ask? And I gave an option. You don't have to follow that option. Do whatever you want. But it is a legitimate question. Is Chucky even viable as like a threat? Like, is he even scary?
Yeah, I think Chucky is, because he gets knives. And I would say it's if the doll has like he's demonstrated to have like some pretty good strength for a little doll, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's like it's hit or miss. Like sometimes, like, yeah, it'd be easy to just drop kick the little fucker out the window, but you know,
well,
I don't know.
So it helps that he's going up against a woman who doesn't have that much strength, right? But the other thing is there's certain people that have a real creep factor with dolls.
That's true.
And so and
by
the way, the doll kind of comes out of nowhere, surprise, motherfucker, and is inhabited by a serial killer. So the escalation to violence that it's willing to do versus what normal people will do is kind of an advantage that it has.
You know,
we're just gonna watch the first one tomorrow, right? We're not gonna watch the fucking
no, we're just no, we're not doing any crazy shit. And I don't want to blow my wad talking all the shit that I thought of Child's Play, so I'm not going to get too deep into this, but yeah.
Let's talk about some of the sequels though. Like, I like part 2 a lot. I don't know. Jennifer Tilly's always welcome.
Katherine Heigl got her start in one of the sequels, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
To what Jay's saying. So Wes, so if I put you in a fucking doll the size of Chuck, you think you can still kill me?
No.
Really? Damn.
You just put he's a doll. You put him in a box and sit on top of the box.
Man, the first thing I'm doing, because I'm a doll and you don't expect it, your Achilles are fucked, and now you're on my level, and here we go.
That's Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
The thing is, Chucky is more of an ambush predator. You know, he looks like he's a harmless old doll. And
I will say this: I remember in school when this VHS was getting passed around, and I was like in 7th grade or whatever, and they were like the part where after kind of Chucky's been through the ringer a little bit, and he's going after Andy and his final in the 3rd act, and he's in the elevator, and this chick is like, what an ugly doll. And he's like, fuck you. He's going up the elevator.
God.
That's a blue collar's right. You know, you've got 6'4" plus Fred Gwynn getting his ass whipped by a 4-year-old.
Yeah, but that kid had like supernatural strength. I don't
know. The kid had a scalpel and he cut his Achilles and got him on the ground, and then that's the end.
No fair.
I hate to be this guy, but fuck, I got to do it. I'm sorry, but the book, The Confrontation, is a lot better.
Yeah,
and it makes a lot more sense. Have you read the book, Emperor? Is that why?
Yeah.
It's really like, because he like psychologically fucks with him and then has the cat run interference for him.
Right. Yeah.
And it's written so well. It's some of the best Stephen King writing is in that book, which is fucked up because Stephen King in his memoir has said he doesn't even remember writing the book because he was so high.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree that. I mean, obviously Chucky, you know, he's not a threat in and of himself, but like Jay was saying, the premise of the film is that people keep seeing a fucking doll that's lifeless. Oh, it's just a doll, and then when you turn your back, he's got a freaking steak knife to your throat. And I mean, I could even that's why I've always had a problem with Michael Myers versus Freddy and Jason. You pull out a shotgun, they ain't doing shit against Freddy and Jason. Give me a shotgun, I'm taking Michael Myers' big ass down. I'm gonna go fuck it. The guy's not fucking bulletproof, and everyone he's killing, they're stupid. They run, they're slow. Come on, I'm sure Wes, you and Jay could Enzo. You could take out Michael Myers with a good enough weapon. But yeah,
Sure.
he's got a fucking franchise, 40 years. All Michael Myers has is a fucking knife. That's it.
Yeah,
okay.
well, he has a certain preternatural strength. So
yeah,
the thing because remember in the first one, he picks a guy up by his neck and lifts him up and then breaks his neck and then kind of looks at him like, well, what's that? Right? He's like a child from the and that simplicity of brutality, right?
I'm glad Enzo said it because I was thinking.
But he does have like the madman strength. But I mean, well, the one thing is like at the end,
that's what we'll start calling it now.
He gets shot. He gets shot with like 6 bullets or something like that from the doctor, and then manages to get up. Now again,
live
but
for
the
several
thing
more
is,
sequels.
I arguably, and I've had this argument with a few people. So Michael Myers in the first Halloween is not supernatural. Right.
No.
What he is unreasonable, right? That you can't negotiate. There is no, everybody's used to, it's the madman. Maybe I can try and talk him or play him, right? Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or things like that, right?
Don't.
Yeah, or I'll work with you, or whatever. No, I didn't do any wrong. Or Michael Myers has no fucks to give, right? And he's also not just I must kill everything, right? Because he lets that kid go, right?
I like Friday the 13th Part 6.
Yeah,
Jason 6, where he officially becomes like a zombie from the dead. Now he can't be killed.
Right. I mean, that's the same thing with Halloween, where they're
the curse of Michael Myers.
They become farce.
Is it the one with,
but
Paul
the
Rudd was the
original
one with
movie
the cult,
is made
right?
where this is just a guy.
Wow.
He's just locked in and has a purpose, and there's no reasoning, there's no negotiating, nothing. Right. He is like fate, an inevitability that comes at you, and why he targets you. Who knows, right? I like to think that it's because her friend was a fucking Karen who yelled and said, "Hey, slow down because you're speeding in the area." And he's like, "All right, I got to take them bitches out."
You guys want to hear some crazy supernatural strength shit? Some guy at a fish show on yesterday, the 16th or the 15th, in Chicago, gouged his own eyes out in the middle of the show.
Wow.
Some people are saying that he bashed his head in a concrete wall. Other people are saying he just kind of cut his head. But the point is, there's a video. I'll show you a screenshot. But there's a video of like this guy running around the fucking Chicago stadium with like what looks like his eyes gouged out as he's screaming like, no, no, no. And everyone's trying to calm him down and shit. It's like, imagine going to the fish show and sitting next to that guy by happenstance. And then according to, go ahead.
I was in a hospital and one night, so we had a bunch of firemen were like the guys who handled people who were a little off their rocker, right?
Yeah.
And these ain't the small boys. These are the big hefty guys, right? I don't think any of them were less than 250. And I saw 6 of them wrestling with this guy, getting him into the mental ward to put him into the lockdown room. And at one point, one of them I saw flying out. I mean, literally off the ground and flying away. I then saw the guy they brought in about 2 days later when he had calmed down enough. He's about 5'8" and weighed about $130, but he was on PCP. And I mean, he was just fucking people up because there was no sense of pain in whatever damage he was doing to his own joints when he was grabbing people and throwing them.
Yeah, that's
so
scary.
Question real quick. So just to satisfy my male need to, figure this out. Okay, so do I get to know what I know about Michael Myers before going into it, or do I think he's a random dude in a mask and I have to kind of
he's just an escapee from an asylum.
This is to blue collar, like to your question, like
although even then, I mean, most of the victims don't even know that, right?
Well, that's the problem. If you know something is supernatural, like you can adjust fire, but like, do I think he's just a random weirdo in a mask, or do I know he's Michael Myers
It's like I would say, it takes someone like say Brock Lesnar. Physically speaking, unless I had a fucking elephant gun, I can't beat Brock Lesnar in a fight. I'm fucking 5'6" and $190. Okay, it's not happening now. But Brock Lesnar, give me a shotgun, I'll take his big ass out.
Yeah,
that's my premise with Michael Myers. Yes, Michael Myers, like Brock Lesnar, is not an average human. He's enhanced. He's got a lot of fucking strength, but he's still human. He can be drowned. He can be blown up. He can starve to death. The guy's got to eat and sleep and piss and shit like the rest of us. He's still killable. I mean, yeah, he's no doubt. It's like Arnold, the fucking that guy Thor, the current strongman. The guy can deadlift 1,100 fucking pounds, but he's still human.
Yeah, but shotgun to the knee, you'll put him down real quick. Yeah,
like I said, and Michael Myers, like like the first one. Yes, the guy did get shot 6 times in the chest, but to what Jay was saying, I remember last year we were doing a podcast and talking about cops and stuff and shooting too much. I seen this guy. PCP meth or something. He was coming at a female cop and a joke about a female cop. She put into this fucking guy's chest. He's walking towards her like a zombie. Fucking 8 rounds, right? And she's shooting like fucking this, and the guy's still coming at her. He jumps on and bites her in the fucking neck. The guy weighed about $125. She put 8 fucking rounds like directly into his like right here, and he's like a fucking zombie. Enzo, I'm like, I don't know if he was on bath salts, what, but 8 fucking shots point blank to the fucking dude's chest.
Can I give you guys? Can I give you guys some stuff I learned as a 9mm instructor? If that ever happens, and you're any kind of decent at aiming, aim for 1 inch inside of where their hip is, and that
go for the femoral artery.
That will break. Well, what it'll do is it'll break the bone in the hip bone, and it'll drop them like a 10-pin. So they'll automatically go down because it's physics.
Is that one of the Bourne movies where they cut the dude's thigh, bleed him out?
Yes, probably, but I'm not talking about his thigh. I'm talking about like where your hip is, where the bone is. If you can shatter that one.
Yeah, you're trying to get that area where on females it spreads out, on males it clove to the heart, but there's suture. There's a suture right there in that bone that if you're trying to hit it, it'll separate the hip.
Right, your legs won't work properly, and they won't communicate with each other, and the body will fall. So if you
the problem is, so like guys on PCP that are dusted up high enough or whatever, the pain won't stop them, right?
Well, this is
they will have broken legs and will keep walking. What you have to do is physically break the joint so that it simply can't work, right?
Right. So it's like when a vehicle would take a run at us on the gate in Iraq, you don't try to like shoot the driver. What you try to do is break the engine block,
right,
and throw some heavy rounds into the engine block, and then break the axle so the vehicle stops moving, and then you can fire at the driver at will. So it's that kind of premise.
Well, the thing is, if you're that good a shot, shoot them in the fucking head and call it a day.
Yeah, well, you can tell when someone's panicking though. It's different when someone's coming at you like a fucking hulking beast and shit. But
you'll just empty the clip, and whatever you hit is whatever you hit. Good.
I mean, I'm sure you know Wes. Because obviously, Enzo, all three of you are definitely bigger than me. But like, if you hit Enzo, what is the thing with say stun guns? Again, they say, well, what you see all the time. Remember the whole BLM and stuff, and cops trigger happy. Why don't more cops use fucking stun guns? Again, I've seen fucking videos online. Somebody putting fucking 6, 7 fucking reloading cartridges into a guy.
Dude's wearing layers. Also, they both have to connect. I see them misfire all the time.
Well, I'm saying, but what is the factor? Because I've seen guys though. Skin been hit again, just like bullets hit with fucking.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a simple escalation of force. I mean, I watched a video yesterday of a female that walked in with a Sig Sauer and just started dumping rounds into the police station window, and they came out her and like tackled her. Yeah. Like, let me try some shit like that, and they would have fucking opened me up like fucking Tularosa and fucking just spread me across. I'd have been turned into fucking pie across that fucking.
I mean, I've seen some of the local police shooting. I'm willing to take my chances. I don't know that they could hit anything.
That's good too.
But here, watch this guy.
Oh shit!
Hang on.
I love that clip. That's one of my favorite clips.
This is
fuck you. I'm gonna get you, bitch. He says, "I'm gonna get you, bitch."
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow.
That is pimp right there.
Yeah.
Pimp, you bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach down and get my pinky ring so I can give you the proper slap. What the hell? Yeah, and he don't even drop his menthol.
Yeah.
Let me put my cigarette down. Let me put my cigarette down before you arrest me. Hang on, sir.
See, now if that was a 70s like great aunt, that cigarette would have had all ash and the ash wouldn't have been dropped, man. I'm just saying.
Oh my god, right. He didn't even flinch. That's got to be pretty emasculating for the cop who fired that taser. Here we go. And he just like doesn't even look at you. He ignores you.
Taser. Oh no.
He ignores you completely and just looks at past you and looks at his victim, his wife or whoever. He's like,
can I tell you that in the 6 years I was a corrections officer, I never utilized my taser the entire time.
Wow.
Darn.
I think if somebody would be like, here's your taser, I'd be like, no. Where's my handgun?
You didn't think like on your last day, like, I should probably try to use my taser once for the first.
God, I wanted to.
What's up? Have some of that.
Just try to find a reason to tase somebody.
I wanted to, but they wouldn't let me.
I have to ask. I always wanted to. Did you ever see the rundown with the Rock West and like that scene with that scene with the beanbag gun? Does that actually work? I mean,
the beanbags are no joke. I've been hit with the beanbag. The beanbags will stop you short. There's a great movie called The Last Castle, which is a representation of the military prison that I used to work at, and the scenes where they beanbag to the back of the fucking head, that will shut you down and put you away forever.
Well, there've been plenty of people that are killed with beanbags.
Really?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Just lump more trauma to the head or internal organ damage.
Yeah, because that was the one scene in that film with the Rock, and again, the Rock's a fucking 6'5", 270. One beanbag dropped his ass, and I'm like, oh shit, man! Like,
yeah, it's like, hey, let me take a hammer to the back of your head. You think you're gonna drop? Yep.
You guys been watching this new Robin Hood show?
No, hell no.
I like watching the videos of it.
I've watched everybody trolling Director X. That's
oh my god!
Did you see this video of him talking shit?
Oh yeah, I mean, because I did watch F&T on the weekend after watching your Schlocktober stuff.
He calls out Az and all these dudes to their faces, and he's like, "Please put me on your show." It's like, oh, they're.
Well, it's because Az punked him, right? He reached out to Az, and Az was like, "Yeah, let's wait. Let me see your show, or whatever." And then he was like, "Nah, bro, because all I'm gonna do is pants you if you come on." And he's like, "No, man, you racist, this, that, whatever." He's like, "Yeah, you're a troll. You're just a race baiter. So I'm out."
Yeah, I mean, listen.
So I'm watching this one video. This guy Az.
First of all, his name's Director X, and he presents himself like this. It's just like egotism to like the nth degree.
Heels versus Babyface, and I subscribe to you. So
hey, he's born on Halloween, 1975. So happy upcoming holiday birthday, Mr.
Older than me. Wow.
Julian Christian Lutz is his actual name.
I mean, the way he talks about, he's like 21, 22.
Yeah, it's like me trying to be, hello, fellow youths. What's up? Yo, man, what's up?
Hey, kids, where's the cool parties at this weekend?
I'm gonna be dropping 80s hip hop and thinking that I'm still relevant.
Do you think X comes from the fact that his middle name is Christian somehow, like crisscross Christian? Ooh. I don't know.
No, it's because he thinks he's Malcolm, but not.
Yeah. Why not Director T or Y or L or don't be Director L? That's a bad name. Director W. There you go.
Yeah, I'm Malcolm.
Like Directive Video is what he ought to be.
Directive Video. Thank you. Director Streaming. Yeah, he was born and raised in the Greater Toronto area, mostly in Brampton, and is of mixed Trinidadian and Swiss descent.
Oh, and nothing like them hard hitting Swiss. That's real gangster there.
He's actually very old. He's 1975. He's 47, and he got his beginning. This is actually some props here. He got his beginning career. He was visual consultant on one of my favorite films, Hype Williams' 1998 film Belly. I actually do love Belly, and if he was a visual consultant,
Belly's a good movie.
That guy. I mean. I gotta say, this Robin Hood movie, I mean, yeah, there's some good, like, cool lighting and stuff, but it's like it doesn't fit in Robin Hood. Don't you get it?
Yeah, he did music videos, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So of course the crew is Robin and the Hoods, and it's a hip hop group that essentially shooting music videos at their crime scenes. Okay.
He's basically a protege for Hype Williams, but he did videos for R. Kelly, who did videos for Nicki Minaj and Little Mix, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Korn, David Guetta, Union J, Rihanna, One Direction, Iggy Azalea, bunch of shit. I don't like.
I'm like the Swiss Trinidadian Quincy Jones. That's what
Sean
I am.
Paul. Nettie Furtado, probably the best of those listed. Justin Bieber, Drake.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, these are all
that's
garbage.
nothing like getting gangster with Bieber.
All the greats here.
So I get it. This guy basically is the fucking system. This guy's over here hanging out with the fucking mainstream assholes, and he's over here acting like he's acting like he's representing the real man with his Robin Hood story.
Oh yeah,
about stealing from the rich. It's like, motherfucker, why don't you ask R. Kelly and fucking Jay-Z for some money to help us out?
Huh.
You know, shit, with your fucking matching clothes and Rolex.
He was gonna ask R. Kelly, but you know, he got that prison commissary he got to fund, so he didn't have no money.
I mean, just look at him slouching.
The opening scenes in a construction site with shaky cam. Shaky cam, he means handheld.
Yeah.
And I know what shaky, and you know what shaky cam is. Shaky cam's like when they're doing a fight scene and you can barely see what the fuck is going
on. Why are you being interviewed by a disco ball?
I don't know who this interviewer is, and I don't care. I don't want to know. He later starts talking about himself, and I don't give a shit. But the point is,
this guy really should have been named DJ Scratch and Sniff.
He's being interviewed by Kanye right now, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was like, I'm a disco ball up. What's up?
But what's funny is like he's over here like trying to say, "Oh my God, he's criticizing me for using shaky cam." When what he meant to say was handheld camera, which is totally different. It's like, dude, fluid camera is annoying regardless.
Yeah.
Put your fucking camera on a tripod or a dolly.
Steady cam, call it a day.
It looks better. It looks better. It just looks better when it's not shaking around for no fucking reason, especially on a huge screen like most people have nowadays.
Yeah, I don't need to get motion sickness off of your dog shit TV show. Oh, look at that blue collar, man. Look at him cutting edge. Oh, that's straight up, man.
That's the other problem.
Like, no cap, no cap. That's on God, bro.
That's some ghetto, man. That's straight out of the streets, man.
I also hate this this style he's talking about with comedy. It's used all the time in like The Office and Parks and Rec and all this shit where it's like, okay, improv in front of the camera, and it's just constantly like, the camera's constantly like moving around and zooming in and out, and it's just like, stop, fucking, you know.
Yeah, I saw Blur Witch. You ain't it.
It makes everything like a bag. It makes everybody like a bag of nerves. Everybody watching and all the characters, it's like everyone's nervous all the time. It sucks.
Well, you know,
anyway,
one of the things where it's like some people say, well, why isn't like Az or Neurotic or anybody like Drinker, these kind of people have him on their show? Because they know ahead of time. If you want to have an interview, talk to somebody, have a disagreement, fine, no problem. They've already seen your responses, dude. As usual, if somebody says one bad thing about your show, here comes the ist and the phobe and misogynist.
We're talking to you, Critical Drinker Unbanned group. Come at me, bro. Let's go live. Let's go live and talk about it.
Do you know what's crazy?
But I mean, as actually, he had an interaction with this guy. This guy requested, screen time with Az to discuss the show, and Az told him, he was like, "I'm gonna wait until whatever you're doing is coming out," and so it came out, and then he said, "Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like my review, and I'm just gonna pants you on how badly this is made or whatever." And he had already seen, immediately it was, it's about racism and this, that, whatever. He's like, yeah, and I also suspected you were race baiting. And why would I give, audience to that? I respect my audience. I'm not a shill just looking to get clout. And this is a guy who the thing about a lot of alleged creators these days is they're not chasing the creative process. They're not trying to make something good. They're chasing clout, right? They either want shout outs from, or they want to virtue signal or whatever. And if you're coming correct, right, which is, you can be bad, but be earnest. And you can detect, the legitimacy behind your intent, even if you may not have the skills. But when you just straight up, look, I know that immediately I'm going to be like, oh, the reason that they don't like this is because of racism. Yeah, well, I'm out, right? Because it couldn't possibly be that you're not competent.
Yeah, of course not.
Hell is not shaky cam. But they have to hate everything. Everything has to be horrible for them. So even the fact that they're shooting a music video on a construction site, what's so much weird about that? It's handheld. What is weird? What? And they're laughing. And they're all like this. You're all like this. So let me talk to the ones that are actually normal guys.
Oh, here comes the call out. Are you ready?
You look goofy.
I mean, do you not see the irony here?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut to Disco Ball, my interviewer. You look goofy. Yeah, that's
they laugh at no matter what happens, they laugh, and you look goofy because you know it's fake. It looks fake.
Is he wearing nail polish?
He's saying no matter what happens, they laugh.
His nails are that well manicured.
Yeah. So that's
this motherfucker has soft ass hands. I'll tell you right now. You're gonna touch his hands. They're gonna be like silky.
Oh, it's fake. It's being fake. You look goofy. You look stupid.
I mean, again, these cuts, they're excellent.
Every line. There's a line where the mother says, "You came in late last night. Everything all right? There's some condoms in the cookie jar. I don't want you catching nothing." What a whore! She's a whore like her mom. What?
Why are you yelling for?
But also, it's like your mother's offering on you. My mother, like I said last time, I was like talking about how my mom was cool with us like smoking weed in high school in my room. She definitely wasn't like handing us out all condoms and shit. That's a bit much, mother.
Well, not only that, but if I remember right, the idea is that there's like a community fucking jar for condoms that for use for the family. It was like you ran through an entire bowl of condoms. Damn,
in the kitchen somewhere, you know.
Yeah,
you do a bowl of condoms for your children.
I mean, listen, I'm sorry, but black dudes don't use condoms. I mean, like that doesn't happen. That's trying to get a black dude to use a condom.
I don't use them either.
It's like trying to use get a fucking 15-year-old to put a fucking jacket over his Halloween costume.
I don't use condoms either.
I got you're gonna ruin it. I don't want to do it. That's crazy,
dude. Man, I came up in the '80s when AIDS was a thing, and condoms was like, all right, if I got to. But I mean, if I can convince not to, then I'm gonna be in it.
The only time I've ever used a condom was when I was with hookers. That's the only time. Everybody else,
and that's because those hookers make you. God damn it!
I mean, they do. That's true. That's true.
It's because they're afraid of what they'll catch from him. You know.
Yeah.
The women are definitely at the higher risk of catching something than the men. The men are giving the diseases. You know.
That's right. It's like
not like we catching it off the toilet seat. We get it off of somebody. I mean, come on. It doesn't just like originate. Oh, I was touching myself. Suddenly I got chlamydia. No, I was touching somebody else. That's how I got it.
Yeah, but also just like how
would you believe that I've had
to
chlamydia so many times that I am now resistant to the medication for it, and they have to give me an alternate medication for chlamydia next time I catch it because I can't.
Serious?
Yeah.
I've never gotten it, you guys. I'm sorry.
I've had it 8 times. I've had it 8 times. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
Anyway,
is that a lot?
I mean, that's a high score. I mean, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah. I promise I won't clip that part of this stream. Okay. I promise. I promise. I really do promise.
Edit that out. Edit that out if my future wife is watching this.
I think we might know what the toxicity is.
Here's how you know don't marry this bitch. She watched some fucking stream you were on 4 years ago, along with all the other. She's like doing a dossier on you.
Need to change your name to the Clapper.
Hey, on October 16th, 2023, you were on a stream and you were talking about catching chlamydia 6 times. What was that all about?
The chick that I'm talking to now that's in prison, she's a fucking like wannabe FBI agent. All she does all day long in the joint is watch fucking Law and Order SVU. I would not be surprised that she's going to scan all of these. You guys are all going to get emails from some random, like, hey, I want to talk to you about Wes for a second. Like, can we have a quick discussion?
Well, the first thing I got to say is, honey, have you actually seen the admittance requirements of the FBI? Felony ain't going to get you in.
I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna be like, hey, if you any questions you have, just here's my YouTube channel. There's all the references you need.
Yeah,
all the dirt, baby.
Wes gets drunk and as honest as possible in there. Hello, amateur analyst.
I like amateur analyst, dude. His fucking video. He made this hour-long Top Gun video, and then his shit. He's Evening Gentleman. Oh, that's why you brought him up. I was like, why are you bringing him up? Yeah,
I enjoyed the hell out of his stream with DSS. Man, that was some good shit.
I did not see that, but I did manage to catch his Top Gun video. But what's fucking crazy is he did a Top Gun video, and it's like an hour long about the script, and it was taken down. He basically, like, I assume he had a copyright claim. He disputed it. The dispute was rejected, sucks. And I'm assuming he doubled down, and those fuckers doubled down, and he got a strike and his video taken down. It's some bullshit.
Paramount is really petty as fuck, bro. Like,
you think it's Paramount?
That from my YouTuber friends, like,
I'm learning Universal. They're assholes right now with the Schlocktober thing.
Universal's bad too. But like my friends, like TBR Schmidt and his wife that do rewatches, they've told him
wanted my ass.
Yeah, apparently. Well, again, look at the people that have like the streaming.
But it's so funny because this video was like a glowing.
douching.
This video is a glowing recommendation of the video.
They don't care.
So
the bots are gonna bot. It's our content. Zot.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I could understand if they were being petty assholes because you were shitting all over the movie, which is I plan to do for this Renfield thing. And I'm gonna do the Renfield video and be like, hey, these fuckers at Universal's are being assholes with this Hammer film, Brides of Dracula, and yeah, they're gonna pay.
Well, Adam and I got busted when he decided against my will because I don't like Temple of Doom, but he was showing the opening scene because we were looking for the Kathleen Kennedy. As part of the dancing group, right? And so we were showing the intro to it, and YouTube killed our stream for a couple of minutes because it had a content match, and then brought us back, and eventually we were able to have the full stream available. But yeah, we were zotted for a few minutes because it was like, oh my god, you're doing the opening song and dance number to Temple of Doom. Bang, have some of that.
Bang, dumber. Damn. Let me see. I'm gonna send Amateur the link. Let's see. I can just send the link in the address bar, right? That's the same thing, right?
I don't know if the address bar has enough space to accept that, but maybe.
No, I think it works because
that's the.
It's the same link, right?
When it's the same link.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
cool. Amateur, you want to pop in here? Cool. If not, if you want to stay in the comment section, that's cool too. I mean, whatever, man. I'm not gonna peer pressure you to do anything.
Hey, can I sniff my own farts for a second and just tell you?
You always do.
Okay,
cool. You stopped at some point.
I love you guys. I love you so much. You keep me honest. So I had posted this kind of question but joke in the group where I was like, Jada, Rachel, and Lizzo jump from a tall building at exact same time. Who wins? The answer: society. And one of our members, who I am also friends with on Facebook, posted it on his own personal page and recopied it and posted it. Good for him. I love it. I love that for him.
Awesome.
Nice.
share my. It's crazy that I post that and everybody's like sucking my cock on it. But like when I post the thing about wokeness, they all fucking start crying and fucking, bleeding out of their vaginas about it. Like, Jesus Christ.
Facebook's gay in general. But let's see here. Let's see what else this idiot has to say.
Mother acknowledges that her kid might get pregnant.
It's just so funny because it's called the Real Toronto Podcast. So why is this disco ball guy? Who is he? Like, is it always the same host or?
To tell you, and be careful. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. If you've been Toronto, yeah, that looks like that's the real Toronto.
Yeah.
She's at condoms. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. Would you really do that around me? Would you really do that around like us? Yeah.
No, I'm sure if you were on the stream, we would be very civil, but we'd still rip your show a new asshole. We'd try to be polite about it, but I mean, obviously there's like a dynamic when like you're having an argument with someone over the internet versus like over video chat.
Yeah.
Or in person. You will be more polite. You'll try to be soft on the edges. And yeah, if it explodes after that, then fuck, dude, that's just great entertainment. But,
well, I think it's one of the reasons that I just don't engage with Twitter because 140 characters. Okay, I'm just getting started.
I don't think I'm at the same point where I'm going to be paying for Twitter anytime soon. I like this game. I barely started using Twitter, and I'm liking this game of trying to keep everything under 140 characters.
Yeah, fuck that. I remember when Twitter first came out, and I was like, 140 characters may be enough for your position, but I'm going to need some more.
True. I mean, obviously, if I were to pay for it, that would be the sole reason, is so I can write 5 paragraphs if I want to.
Right, but I mean, the thing is, 140 characters. All I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to get to the point, which means I'm going to dunk on you real hard, real quick.
Totes. Yeah, exactly. Like it's only helping.
So why are you surprised that the interaction on that is basically, short quips and slams because that's the medium that you're working in.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is if I'm doing an interview with like say this guy, the way to do it is just kind of like you come at him like you're on their side, you're their friend. Like Howard Stern, like he was great at like getting people to open up.
Yeah,
and you just kind of be like nice to them, and you just kind of don't realize they're being interrogated. You'll just be like, so why did you do it like this? I'm a long-winded fella. 140 is really constrictive. Yeah, I know.
Same.
I know.
I remember when it was fun to listen to Stern back before he sold out.
Don't get me started.
And And like, you know, I remember like my very first assignment in the Army, they were like, well, you're going to go into a tower and you're not going to really do anything, but you got to watch your sector. And I'm like, all right, bet. And they're like, you can listen to the radio. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. I get to listen to Stern from 6 to 10. That's half my shift. And then I found out that Kansas didn't have Stern. And I'm like, oh, fuck. But Stern. Like, you know, Stern would get people on and he would just be like, so, you know, and instead of throwing them softballs like they were used to from like Jay Leno and shit like that, he'd be like, hey, so what's the deal? Do you take it up the butt or like what's the deal with that? And every now and then he would get somebody cool like Sarah Michelle Gellar or fucking Pam Anderson that would just like totally be like, oh hell yeah, I like sucked this dude's dick last night. And it was like, so like Sarah Michelle Gellar would get on there and be like, yeah, I'm about to do this movie with Selma Blair and I'm totally making out with her, and later we finger fucked each other, and they'd be like, oh Christ, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I mean it's one thing when you walk in, it's like, okay, we have a studio audience and oh look at me, I'm trying to be prim and proper. If you walk onto a stage where the host has his pants off, okay, you already know. All right, the rules are a bit different. Yep. You're going to loosen up and kind of play within those rules, and that's why, you know, at least in his early career, you know, that Stern was successful because he was basically the no holds bar, say whatever the hell you want in a medium that is pretty heavily censored and proper. And then he climbed up his own ass and suddenly it became about him and his own hang-ups and problems with the public and didn't want to share. And then he went full woke crazy.
Yeah, I agree. No, that used to be the premise of Howard's. Like he would ask questions that no one else would ask. And now he spends half his full career apologizing for his old bits.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, did you watch the Apple TV Beastie Boys documentary?
No.
So it was MCA and Mike D coming out, and the first thing they do is like apologizing for their early songs because they were like, well, we became more frat, you know, we were kind of mocking them, and I'm like, stop it. You guys were 17 or 18. Of course you were going full frat boy. And there's a reason you had an inflatable penis on stage or whatever. Because you're teenagers. That's the stupid shit we do. Don't try and retroactively go, oh, I actually had adult sensibilities or whatever. Yeah, stop it. Just go, I was a teenager. I was stupid just like every other teenager.
There's a really good DVD, and I'm just now remembering it. And I'm wondering if there's a digital version of it. But the idea was it was a Beastie Boys concert, and they gave I think it was like 200 cameras out to 200 members of the audience, and they were told to just record nonstop for the next, 3 hours or whatever.
Right.
So the idea is you have this DVD with like 200 different angles and movies basically of the same concert, and you can switch to the angles whenever you want. And some of them are like going to the bathroom. Some of them are doing stuff. Some of, it's just all over the place. It's like, dude, that's how you should do all kinds of concert videos like that. More like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the experience of it, and not so much here's the canned.
But you can watch the same concert like 200 different times. It's like
right, all from different experiences. And what's
amazing.
I like that.
Amazing
Snoop
idea.
Dogg was asked, like, they were like, hey, they had him on some kind of like BET type like radio show or whatever. And
I remember that.
Do you regret the fact that you were like talking about bitches and hoes? He was like, hell no, because that shit was real. And that shit, it is what it is. Like, listen, it's just like that Family Guy episode where Brian goes out to apologize and they don't, like, dude, never apologize. Be like, yeah, I said that shit. Come at me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Again, to get canceled requires you have to be involved in the process, right? You have
you have to like give them consent to fuck you over, because it's just basically like, it's like Ricky Gervais said. He's like, 10 years ago, the thing that like pisses people off the most now, we would have never saw coming. Like, a chick can't have a dick. Like that, like women shouldn't have cocks. Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, some of us have taken biology class at some point in our
maybe the women you're into toxic.
I'm saying that's what Ricky Gervais said, motherfucker. God damn, dude.
My women.
I'm just saying, like, that was like the biggest complaint that you could have right now.
Yeah.
It's
my
like,
women aren't bound by the by the limits of the flesh.
You have Dave Chappelle.
That's because you ain't enough friends with lesbians.
Right.
What's the lesbians currently being like? No, I have a penis, but I'm a woman. Get the fuck out of my bar.
I know. I have friends who are like trying to hit up lesbian dating websites, and it's just littered with like presenting men. Like, I'm Alicia, 29, and it's like obviously like a 50-year-old man. Like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, it's the internet gone real, right? The old rule about the internet was any woman you're talking to is actually like a 50-year-old guy wearing a wife beater and jerking off, right? And anybody that you think is credible is actually a dog.
It's a dog.
Yeah. And nothing wrong with that, you guys. I mean, obviously, if I was presenting myself, it's like if I was like a VTuber where like, you know, I was Stupenza and I had like a big titted anime character that was talking and a female voice, and my Twitter persona was like a hot lady, I'd have like a fucking 100,000 followers.
Oh yeah, that's easy money. And my wife and I enjoy the watching, you know, shit about the thoughts or whatever, because I just look and go, I'd like to just introduce you to female privilege right now.
Yeah,
this is the thing. You have a
It's
vagina.
like
think
Dave
that
Chappelle. It's like Dave Chappelle said in his most recent stand-up, the one that pissed everybody off. He was like, you know, DaBaby, the rapper, killed a guy, killed him in Walmart, shot him dead in Walmart in front of people, and he didn't serve any time for it, but he wound up getting his whole career canceled because he made some homophobic, transphobic jokes or raps or tweets or whatever. So that shows you can kill a guy, but you better not upset a gay person.
Well, he was also making those videos recently where he was like cooking in his kitchen and his smoke alarm bird was chirping, and what was he doing? He was like frying up some chicken breasts. I don't remember. But yeah, everyone's just trying to get everyone. No, he was. I mean, what? That's what he was doing, and it was like it's like I don't understand the point of like posting something like that on social media, because all is being is mocked, you know. And any fans who are legitimately liking the video are also being mocked. I don't, you know.
Well, before we, I got somebody texting me telling me to come out to the bar. So let's do this. Because I did do some research on this. Let's do this. Eric July or whatever the fuck his name is. Let's talk about this, because I did listen to a couple YouTube vids at your request, Enzo. So let's this idiot. Let's get rid of him and let's talk about that, because I want to.
Yeah, I'm glad Enzo knows a lot more about this than I do.
Yeah, exactly. It all started recently with Chris talking about this fiasco. He made a post about this.
Yeah, that part I posted because I was binging like anything. He puts out 20 videos.
Feedback here, Chris, or some recap. What's going on there?
You know the legality, but yeah, the short version, and you get into it, is that Eric July is recently being sued because I have
what's happening right here in this picture.
Right there. Some asshole, and obviously their thing is called moronic opinions. This is somebody who obviously doesn't like Eric July, but Eric July,
the Twitter handle moronic opinions.
And well, then this person actually made. You click on his link there. He actually made a YouTube channel, and it just everything is just shitting on Eric July, like the drinker. There's somebody out there who makes like Critical Drinker is a piece of shit and things like that. But what Eric July did is he told everybody for Isom with his lawsuit that his grandfather is actually named Isom. That's where the name comes from.
Right.
The character Avery Scott, which is Isom's human name, because it's Isom's the superhero name. Avery Scott was Eric July's great grandfather. This person actually went out, and because Eric July, that's his actual name, it's public knowledge and stuff. This person found out where his great great grandfather was buried, and right there it says Isom on the tombstone. And this guy started posting on Twitter, showing the rabbit right there, the frog, and saying, you know, I'm the one who defeated Isom. But it's just so creepy, because it's like, dude, you went to this guy's ancestors' tombstone and you're now fucking posting it on Twitter. But that's some fucking dark shit right there.
Yeah. The problem I have is, like I said previously when we were talking about it, it's like, yeah, no one to blame here but Eric July. He's doing it all to himself, feeding these trolls. And like I said, it goes back farther. Like for me, like I noticed like his thing with the trolls. Yeah, and obviously, like I'm not saying no defense to moronic opinions or anything. I mean, there's gonna be trolls, especially with a guy like Eric July, who's very successful.
Yeah.
He's obviously got a lot of drama farmers. He's got a lot of naysayers and antagonists online, trolls, you know, and they just want to see him fail because he's part of the Comicsgate movement, B, this like he's not left, he's,
he walked off the reservation. What the hell's up with that? Yeah.
The problem is he's got a very bad issue with the pride, and this has been starting since like I first noticed it with like someone going to his place of business. Someone found out where Rippaverse Comics was located, went to the business when they were closed and put some money and some notes on the door and videotaped themselves doing it. And Eric July made this bizarre rant about how like, yeah, dude, I have guards here guarding my comic books. We're ready. We got guns. We're ready to fucking shoot people on sight. If they're fucking with us, I have employees I have to take care of. And it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, like not a good look to just say shit like this. Also, even if it's true, especially if it's true. And it's one of those things where him and Nick Rekieta had a falling out over that. It's like, I don't think you should say any of this shit. Also, he's been having some issues with this Dick Masterson guy and Vito, who have been very critical of his comic book, saying it's not a good comic book, and that's fine. And also, he's been accurately saying that a lot of the people that support the Rippaverse and buy these Eric July comic books don't really read it. Because that was like a common trope where they were talking about people on these live streams, Comicsgate live streams, talking about Eric July's on the panel. And like, what was it? Party Time Patrick Thomas Parnell. He was one of these dudes. Like he's talking about, like, they don't even know ISOM's powers, like basically giving off the telling on themselves that they never really read the book, and they're just praising it like this. But yeah, here's the issue. Eric likes to farm the court of public opinion. He likes to get he likes to get his fans on his side. So anytime there's a controversy, he has to make a video. And every fucking time he does this, he makes things way worse. Now, the reason why there's a fucking stalker at his goddamn fucking great-great-grandfather's tombstone is because, like you probably know, is Eric July is being sued by the International School of Ministry, Good Shepherd. They own ISOM. They own the word. They own the acronym. They own the trademark for Section 16, which is for print, digital. It's for any future movies. That's the thing. It's like it covers comic books. It covers instructional booklets. It covers everything. And the thing is, they have the trademark on it. And it really is fucked up. It really is a fucked up situation because on paper, as an impartial judge, like it would not be hard for a judge to side with these Good Shepherd people because they've had the trademark since the 80s. Any kind of precursory search of ISOM trademark for comic books would have shown that it's already taken. And it's one of those things where he thought, okay, well, maybe I'll just trademark the Rippaverse and release this book called ISOM. Keep in mind, it's not called Eric July's ISOM. It's not called ISOM Black Guy. It's just ISOM, which, that's nothing. I mean, this ministry could be cool with it. But, and I think it's for malicious reasons, they are hitting up this guy, Eric July, who's made, $7 million on comic books all of a sudden. And they're like, hey, we have the trademark for this. And you're not, I'm sure they've given him a cease and desist a long time ago. And, he probably threw it away, Eric July's being very dumb because like he said this, very impassioned speech about what's happening about the ministry. Is that toxic?
Yeah, he's in a windstorm, probably walking out to his car to head to the bar.
But like, I'll just like play, like skim this video a little bit.
This is shocking. The international.
But yeah, he first talks about how like they have contacted him saying they're going to need to change the name and they're going to reach an agreement, a settlement of some kind. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we get this bombshell that they are now suing him out of nowhere. And he goes on this very impassioned speech about how out of nowhere,
School of Ministry is a video-based Bible school. According to their own words, their vision is to turn every local church in the world into a ministry training center and then into a church planting center. According to,
I'm gonna speed this up a little bit, but yeah, I mean,
to their statement of faith, they believe in the deity of our Lord Jesus Christ and his virgin birth and in his bodily resurrection. They believe the Bible to be the inspired and infallible word of God. And this is partially why I'm shocked that a Christian organization would do such a thing and bring us into a baseless trademark lawsuit.
Okay, so the idea that they're Christian somehow means that they don't they have lawyers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm sure it is people are jealous of their success. Yeah. Or I I couldn't. Yeah, people are jealous of success. I couldn't imagine the DMs these guys get. I got death threats with a comment on one of their tweets. Jesus, are you talking about these?
No, he's talking about Eric July.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The thing about these the church people, like I said, it's like they could just be I definitely think it's malicious, and whether they're working in concert with people like Dick Masterson and Vito remains to be seen. The problem is these fuckers have all the ammunition they need because of this supposed email they received, which was so stunningly worded. I mean, you guys have seen, are you guys aware about the email about to the ministry? I should have looked that one up before we started. But
can you summarize like where are we at with this? Like, are we on his side or?
I mean,
we're on his side, but he looks like he's going to lose, or at the very least have a very lengthy and costly legal battle. At which the best case scenario is he has to fucking pay for a licensing fee for perpetuity. It's like, dude, just change the goddamn name of the character of the book.
No,
Eric July. This has been one of my biggest fears with my book.
Right.
Is like
you get $7 million and some asshole has the rights to something similar.
Right.
Named,
well, it's not not only that, just because unfortunately, even though it's a work of fiction and like anyone who reads it goes, okay, this is too fantastical to be real. But then there's other people who know me and go, holy shit, you fucking put that in your book? Dude, that fucking happened. Like, well, you can't put that in your book. Like, she's going to sue you. Even like, well, I'm like, I changed her name. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm like, no, but that's actually, I remember like my cellies reading it and going, well, is this real? Like, is this part? I'm like, no, this is fiction. Okay, but did this actually happen? Like, well, yeah, that actually happened. Like, dude, you just told me like 90% of the book actually happened. Like, so, like, are you? So, I mean, every now and then I do get a little worried about that. But yeah, man, just change your shit. Now, if you're asking me, is it cool? Because the thing that I listened to today at your bequest or your behest, Enzo, was like what the controversy was, people coming to his grandfather's grave and like leaving shit on his grandfather's grave. Dude, that's fucked up, man. That's like that thing you talked about, like, Wes, I don't want to post it because Enzo made my he designed my business card. And Enzo was like, well, I don't want to show it because like I don't want to dox you. I'm like, dude, dox away. Like, look, come for me, bro. Like, you want to come out to Lawrence, Kansas, and fucking come to my office and like do so. What are you gonna do? Like, I'll literally kill you if you come out to like.
The goodness is I'm only about 30 minutes from toxicity, so I go.
Are you really?
Are
you really?
Topeka.
Already.
Oh no shit! Oh god, that's terrible. What a terrible fucking town you live in.
I didn't say I enjoyed it; just said I was there.
Yeah. Oh my god, that town is fucking terrible.
It's like Enzo saying. I mean, Enzo, I don't know enough about legality. I'm gonna go with Enzo's expertise on this. I just heard about the whole, because visiting, to me, it's in the same vein of like, right now, the critical drinker, his real name is obviously Will Jordan. With the internet, it's not hard to find if you didn't like him well enough. Because Eric July, because he's controversial, he's loudmouth and stuff, he's got a YouTube channel, but to sit there and go to his grandfather's grave, that's no different than the drinker just tweeted out this thing where this bitch Sniper Wolf, Sniper Wolf finds out where this guy lives. She goes outside of his fucking house, takes pictures of this guy's house. Hey everybody, I'm outside this guy's house, but takes it down. And I told this one guy in the group that I don't care about Twitch gaming, YouTube gaming, but that term called swatting. And I'm sure I'm teaching you this, Wes, that swatting, people have been fucking killed over that swatting shit. And like right now
in our state, actually, in Kansas.
That's the thing. It's like right now, I mean, I'm streaming with you guys. I have a 16-year-old in the other fucking room, and because somebody doesn't like something, because Blue Collar Loser hated Barbie or something, or I'm playing fucking Spider-Man, you want to swat my fucking house and put my kid's life in jeopardy. And that's a very similar thing to like, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
No, yes, I know. This speaks to Mike Tyson's famous quote of like, the internet has made people too comfortable with not getting punched in the face. Like they get to say and do whatever the fuck they like, and I mean,
it's the keyboard warrior Billy Badass on the internet, and it's like, all right, step up, right? Either step up or step off, right?
Yeah.
If you want to come at me, fine. Nah, because again, if I'm gonna if I'm not actually a man, I don't want to come at you directly. What I'm going to do is come at your weaknesses. And so, what are your children, your spouse, the graves, your employer, all that stuff, right? That's what you're going to go after. And the thing is, I mean, I understand Eric July's, I understand the machismo of I'm gonna monetize my trolls. I'm gonna call them out, and here you are. The thing is, you got to think that thing all the way through, because
you got to pick your battles, because it's like for instance, the other day when I posted that woke meme, about dickheads call everything woke, a book by dickheads, everything is woke if I don't like it. Somebody decided to fucking go to my Facebook page and be like, oh, military policeman in the U.S. Army. He's like, oh, you got a shitty ASVAB score, I see, and then took that one little screenshot and decided to post that. And then somebody in our rival group decided to post the thing about, me talking to another member about this or that, or, whatever, about, like, in the other group, I'm called a Stotzi, or, the word I can't say on YouTube. And then in this group, I've been called a leftist, and but they posted it anonymously, and I'm not even in that group, but they're so scared about being called out and looked at. They posted it fucking anonymously. And they let that shit go, So it's just it's one of those things, if you put yourself out in the public, you have to expect some blowback. Now,
you don't do what Eric July does, which is you don't just air out your personal grievances with these people, because it feeds the trolls what they want. You'll get more trolls doing even more crazy shit to get responses. You're basically, when you call these guys out one-on-one, they're like, out of the millions of fans you have, you got to call me out. It's like a it's like Bob David Chapman type shit, dude. It's weird, but what does he say?
I'll proceed with the rest of our statement. I'd like to be very clear. We were not in any communication with Good Shepherd or the International School of Ministry prior to the filing of the lawsuit. There were no
And I love this black and white shit for some reason. I don't know why he does this.
Obvious opportunities presented to engage in a good faith conversation before the lawsuit was filed about what's being alleged. We were not made aware that the International School of Ministry had any issues with the Rippaverse until the lawsuit was filed. Not only did this make this ordeal public, but it was also news to us. So if anybody alleges that Good Shepherd just wanted to get clarification, we find that filing a lawsuit is an interesting way to go about it.
So here's the problem. The problem is this guy responded to this video, and we'll try to go back and forth, but this guy's name is Baron Gilfian. Have you seen this video, Chris?
No.
Blue collar? No. Oh my God. So this is what real evil sounds like. All right. This is how evil people work. Now you have to understand, like I said, I am not saying that these guys are right, but they are right legally. This is the problem. They are the bad guys here, but they have the upper hand here. And some motherfucker, and I'm trying to find the email, but the email was worded so craftily. It was like, "Dear International School of Ministries, I'm, recently I'm some middle-aged man, and I'm trying to explore my faith some more, and I'm dabbling in your school, and I'm very taken aback by it. I love it, but I'm just very confused as to why you have supported this book ISOM, which has some very interesting things expressed and presented in this book. It's not very Christian. I don't know. There's some graphic violence and language and blah blah blah, and it's by this guy Eric July. Anyway, sorry about that. I just would like some clarification what that's all about." And of course, they respond in an email saying, "Hey, we don't support that." And he, of course, again, carefully, I think maliciously, responds another email saying, "Oh, of course. Well, I'm sorry for the mistake. It was very confusing to me why you guys would be supporting this other Christian book that had a very controversial subject matter and what." So it's so perfectly worded to be ammunition to there's the brand confusion right there. That's all we need is this email and evidence that we used to be the #1 searched thing for the internet search results. Basically the argument isn't that, oh, he stole our name, but basically he doesn't care about the fact that we trademarked our name, and also he took the name anyway and took advantage of our already popular search engine optimized Google search results that we've had tailored over the years. The other bad thing is they've had the trademark since like the 90s or some shit, which is not a good look also. Because like I said, a precursory search would have been like, yeah, you can't do ISOM the book. You can do any other thing. You can do Eric July's ISOM. You can do ISOM the superhero.
There's so many movies, books, TV shows, like shit. Fucking Luke messaged me today. He's like, I looked up Trick or Treat. Is that the 2007 or is it the 1990s one?
No, of course we want to watch the 2001.
Well, I mean, the most obvious one is Apple. Apple Computer had to end up doing a deal with Apple Corp, who was the publisher of the Beatles. And one of the things that they had to do, so they ended up doing a deal. And one of the things about that was that you couldn't do anything regarding music. So they first tripped up on that with like the Apple II GS, where they put in sound chips to be able to do that. And they ran into some fun and ended up having to go through a lawsuit with Apple Corp. They won that one. But when they released iTunes, that one, they actually had to go to a settlement and pay Apple Corp because of that, because the original agreement to use Apple was to have nothing to do with music.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. Like, listen, Dark Horse by Katy Perry got
amateur analyst here, everybody.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
I sent the guy the link. I'm glad you got it, buddy. How are you doing today?
I didn't even realize he sent it to me. Sorry.
Don't worry. It's all good.
The more the merrier. We're just batting the shit.
Well,
around.
no.
I mean, we're just getting sloppy seconds because he got his cherry popped by DSS. So
I mean, I always like it when we have 5 people in because I get to be like straight, like right in the center, and that always makes me feel so good. Oh God, I like. Oh, you suck!
Oh yeah.
Suck. Oh, you suck so much. I want to be in the middle of
that. Making me the either far left or the
man. I wanted to be in the middle of this big man meat sandwich, bro. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm sorry, guys.
But yeah, somebody go into this guy's fucking grandfather's grave is fucked up. But to be honest, if somebody read my book and they went to my grandma's grave and pissed on it, it'd be like, well, she's dead. She doesn't fucking know. I don't care.
Right. And again, it's more. I'm
not gonna feed into your bullshit.
And, here's the problem. He made this video where he says this big impassioned speech about how, like, listen, ISOM does not come from the church. I got the name from my deceased great grandfather, Roger Avery, who was born in so and so and blah blah. And it's just like, obviously, anybody with malicious intent can just look it up and be like, oh, it's. So if anything, the good news is it does lead credence to his story that he actually does have this dead relative named ISOM. But the thing is, in a matter of a court hearing, that is irrelevant. Like, oh, well, my name is McDonald's. I should be able to have a right to have my company called McDonald's. No, because they beat you to it.
It's like the coming.
That's why you need to call yourself McDougal's.
McDowell's.
McDonald's. Yeah,
McDowell's is what they called it in Coming to America. Yeah.
But I mean, if somebody came to me and was like, "Listen, slapdash, you can't use that title," or if they were like, "Hey, listen, your ex-wife knows that you put her in the book." Even though you changed her name, she's got a lawyer. I would fucking edit that shit out of there. Like, it's not
the problem is that anybody can sue over anything. Okay, so if you're just looking to flee lawsuits, you're fucked regardless. The
other problem though is these guys are a church,
to lawyer up.
They have the funds. They have the funds to lawyer up, and they probably they're tax free, and they're a fucking organization.
Like I said, you gotta pick your battles.
Most for-profit Christian organizations are scams. Let's get that crystal clear. And these guys have so much money to burn. And the thing is, it's not about like, oh, we really give a shit about this fucking book or whatever. We just see that you have $7 million.
Yeah. Well,
and it's also there's
one thing where it's like, if I'm gonna punk out and run every time somebody confronts me, right? That's absolutely antithetical to what Eric July is.
True.
and how he's been brought up, right? In the same way, you come at me, the telling me not to do something is guaranteed that I'm gonna do that plus 10. And so if you're willing to go, nah, I'm gonna make this stand and I'm gonna burn everything to the ground if I have to, okay. right? The thing about this group that's coming at him, I'm not sure that they've actually been in any real battles. I'm not sure they've actually come up against someone who's willing to go, nah, I'm gonna bring it all and let's go.
Yeah.
You know, there's been plenty of people who have tried to use lawfare to get their way. And at some point you're like, nah, I ain't having it. I mean,
there's definitely like copyright assholes that have trademarks and take advantage of the trademark system.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And this is probably what that case could very well be, because here's the other thing. There's many other schools that have the initials ISOM, the International School of Missouri, the International School of fucking whatever, whatever, McDonald's, you know, whatever else. There's lots of them. And for some reason, these ISOM assholes are not fucking with these people, but that's also because these other schools probably don't use ISOM or don't maybe they have an agreement because they have the same core values. They're also Christian schools. I don't know. The point is, if they choose to go after your ass and you have been violating their trademark, they can bend you over and fuck you in the ass. And the idea
so again,
that like
it also depends on the section of trademark that they have on.
They definitely have the trademark for movies too.
Right, but that doesn't mean anything. Have you put out any movies?
Here's what's really fucked up. I'm going to play more of this video.
What? Right? I mean,
I'm going to play more of this video. This is what's really fucked up. This is why this guy's evil. Because Eric July gives this huge impassioned speech, right? And it's a response to the fact that he's getting sued. And like I said, it's 13 minutes long, but long story short, he basically, you know, says all this shit about how he had never had been in contact with these people. They had offered him some kind of settlement idea, and they had offered a counter offer, and they never heard anything, and now they're getting sued. And it's like, it's so outrageous that this Christian organization would sue us, this Christian people would sue us, these Christians over this bogus trademark thing. And it's like, dude, like I said, it's probably a scam. Like the Christian thing is probably just a front to not get taxed. So, you know, and they have lawyers, and those lawyers are definitely not Christians. I'll tell you that much right now.
Well, I think what Eric is trying to do is undermining the credibility of what you claim you're Christian, but man, you're sure not acting like
I understand
because
that
the story behind it and all this stuff, right? So,
but like I said, in a legal proceeding, it's like, why are you putting this on the internet? This is like, shut the fuck up. This is where like a lawyer or whoever's advising him to make these videos needs to tell him to stop. Okay, because every one of them is just causing more problems. Like for instance, like he says the name of his grandfather in this video, it causes just people to fucking disagree with his grandfather's video.
There is negotiation of the legal type. There is negotiation of the PR type, and often they walk hand in hand. So if you're willing to say, "No, I'm willing to go to the mattresses on this one," then that may be enough to make the International School of Ministry take a step back and go, we thought we were just going to punk this guy. This ain't going to work. We might want to rethink our plans on this and back off.
Yeah. Here's what's crazy. I was on y'all's page until I saw this dude's video. I was like, these guys are fucking assholes. Eric July should push back and push back hard. We should raise money for a war chest so he could take these dudes to court. But dude, this motherfucker is like I said, dude, watch how calculating this is. This is like SS officer shit. You know, it's crazy. Now listen, just the presentation and everything. Okay. He's got the mic down. He's got the pictures. He's in a little like a little Hawaiian shirt. All right, here we go. Oh.
Hi, Dr. Berenguer Flynn here. I just want to speak to Eric July and to all the Rippaverse fans. There's a tremendous group of people out there that love this comic book, and we're not against you. We're not against the comic book. We're not against the Rippaverse, against everything that's been established.
Look, I'm just a kind old man, and I'm on your side, guys. I want you guys to have your comic book.
And everything that's been in the last year and a half with ISOM 1 and ISOM 2.
It's amazing what you guys are doing with ISOM 1 and 2.
And I just wanted to do a video to add some humanity to this whole equation, and also to try and explain, why it is that we feel it's necessary to go down the legal route. Now, we have been in negotiation. And we had put a deadline.
Other thing about this video is it does make me realize that Eric July he might not be as truthful as he's presenting. That's another problem with this video.
A proposal. Eric July's people came back to us with a counter sort of proposal, and we then laid down some basic guidelines we wanted to see in a settlement. And we said, well, please respond by the 10th of October. And, if not, then we're going to proceed to go a different route and to go down the line of actually going forward with the legal procedure.
I'll speed this up for you.
Well,
I can't speed it up on Vimeo. Damn it!
And we did not.
Good ASMR here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very kind. I got my ASMR mic.
I need a bit more context here. So this guy here, he's on like Team Ripa and then Eric July?
No, he's trying
this guy's part of the head of the International School of Ministry that is suing Eric July.
So
I'm sorry. I should
the party that's owns the trademark to the name that Ripa used in the comic.
It's not just a name he used, it's literally the title character for the main fucking book that is like all the Ripaverse hinges off of.
I got the first copy.
So it's kind of a big fucking deal for him because you have to understand, you have to go back and realize, like, at a certain point, it's like, you can either keep doubling down. You have to understand, when you start violating like copyright and trademark law, like willfully, like that's where you start getting astronomical fines and prison time and shit like that. It's insane. Copyright law.
Yeah, no, trademark infringement is kind of nasty, especially if you knowingly produce shit and make millions of dollars.
Well, that's the thing. I guess I would have to ask you guys because you know more about legality than me. But from Eric's,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna. So the thing I'm saying is that yes, they're trying to say that their international ISOM is an acronym, but Eric is saying, well, no, it's not an acronym. It's my grandfather's name. So if my name is Chris and I make a character and my character's name in a book is Chris, can you copyright my name of being Chris or Christopher?
Well, here's the thing. If there is already a book called Chris, then no. I mean, here's the thing. It also is different for a trademark is different from like say okay, I made a book called Chris. Like that's the thing is things have the same title all the time, books and movies and stuff, but that's because they have a year, they have they have like a shelf life, but like when you're talking about something that's like trademarked, like a company that produces goods, this is where, so if you had like Chris's Pizza and there was another dude that wanted to come up with Chris's Pizza, that's a no. Now, like I said, most of the time these bullshit trademark law, some of them are thrown out because it's like, okay, Chris's Pizza versus Chris's Ink and Toner Shop. Okay. That's not the same. So you could probably do that and they'll get thrown out and that's no big deal. But with the problem is these fuckers do have the trademark for comic books and movies. And what's really fucked up is later in this video, this guy drops the bomb that he's like, oh, by the way, we know that you've been talking to Angel Studios and that's also not cool because, movies, we have the right for digital production. So not only do they know all the stuff, like they already have done their research, they've already looked into it, and like I said, they've already talked to like he said, they've already talked to Eric July. They gave him a deadline to the 10th, which is what he didn't say. The other issue that's pretty bad is they say there's other things that Eric July did during the funding process of 1 and 2 was like that are big problems. Number one, he did this fucking charity drive. Now, this is a huge problem and for him, this one charity thing, because like when you look at all the things that these companies have in common, it's like they have Christian ideals. They are huge online presence. They have like videos and stuff. They also have the trademark for comic books, instructional pamphlets, books, whatever. So it's easy to look up ISOM and see this comic book and think maybe at least this is what an impartial judge could easily be persuaded. You have to understand, it'd be easy for that for legitimate brand confusion. So they basically told him, I'm sure what happened is they told him, hey, they either want a huge cut of money or they want him to change the name. They probably mostly just want him to change the name. And this is why they ask for a huge exorbitant cut of money because it's so big. Yeah. It's like, I'm never going to accept that. So it's like, obviously your only option is to change the name. But what instead he does is he's like, these motherfuckers were asking for an exorbitant amount of money and that's just insulting. So obviously like I'm doubling down or something. I don't know what he's doing. It's not smart. Whatever it is.
It kind of drives me nuts because it's even in scripture when these Christian organizations take this position. It's like it came from the words of like Christ himself. Give to Caesar what is Caesar, give to God what is God's. Like you are biblically obligated to follow the law, like You're just going to infringe trademark knowingly, and then just think you're protected.
Yeah,
because, like,
and like I said, like if he were to put out ISOM 3, knowing what he knows now, and they can prove that he still made a shit $1 million over that, like, dude, it's like every fucking trademark infringement is like 200 times the value or whatever the hell is calculated. It's insane.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that I think from a font and graphical standpoint, he can cut their balls off by just doing an uppercase I, lowercase SOM.
Right. There's so many and as the other thing is I really think that ship of changing the name is like has sailed at this point.
It's sailed now for sure.
Because like
make a response video and it turns into this big internet thing. Like,
yeah, dude. And here's the other thing that's the problem is like they know he has this money, and what sucks is he actually has like a whole like economy of people working for him. You know, it's not just him. He's not an auteur, you know, doing it all himself. That's why he's able to like do this stuff in the first place, like mass produce it so quickly, which is so impressive. And it sucks because like he was like the most profitable of all the Comicsgate projects. But like if this lawsuit really does take him down, or at least take this ISOM character down a peg or 2 or 3 or 4, you know, who knows? Like, I mean, but the idea is like if he were to just have swallowed his pride, like what he should have done, like Ethan Van Sciver and John Malin and some of these other guys were saying, it's like, dude, seriously, what he should have done, have a meeting. Okay, what are the damages? What do you calculate the damages? I've done already. Okay, whatever the fucking fee is, like just swallow your pride.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you think you're in the right, then you don't back down.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna wage this war. Let's go.
He is a cool, charismatic, talented guy. He's not very high IQ. He's not a smart guy.
I mean, I don't know that he's not that smart. I mean, it's you can't be stupid and from nothing create, you know, a $7 million project. It's really hard to do.
It is.
Trust me, I've seen because part of my job was consulting with startups, and I've seen a lot of dumb motherfuckers who, they can get that initial investment from friends and family and maybe a gullible angel, but to actually raise up to real money and actually produce product and all that stuff, you actually have to have some real intelligence to do that. Yeah. The thing is that Eric is much like many people where they're like, look, this is right and this is wrong, and I'm willing to die on this hill. Even if the business savvy way is to go, I'm going to take my lumps. I got to pay off a patent troll. I got to pay off a copyright troll. But it's easier to do that. And he's like, nah, bro, I'm willing to stand on this hill and go.
Would they be aware of all this trademark like legality when they were going to publish? Like,
right. That's why the thing is, the thing that this old guy mentions several times is like, I don't know why you chose to. I mean, you went to trademark Rippaverse. You chose to trademark Rippaverse, but for some reason, whatever reason, you either willfully decided not to look into trademarking ISOM, or you thought not to, or you saw that we were already trademarked and you didn't care. Either way, it's like you broke the law. And the thing is, like he keeps saying in this video, like, I mean, I'll summarize his fucking his video is like 9 minutes long, but it's like,
that's what I want to say, Enzo. I did look through the book. I mean, if the front and back of the Rippaverse is trademarked, but nothing in this book at all says the name ISOM is trademarked. Right. So he's not putting that in his book saying I trademarked the name ISOM.
And it's like, that's what another thing about ISOM that was so interesting is like everyone's asking, what does ISOM mean? What does it mean? Why is ISOM? What is ISOM? And it's like people don't even know why the book is called ISOM. So it's like another reason why it wouldn't matter to change it. But then of course he has to make this big passionate video spoiling. He spoils why it's called ISOM. It's his grandfather's name, and I mean it doesn't spoil what it means in the book or whatever. But it's like I said, he has a doxing his dead relatives.
Did he somehow think he had like legal grounds because he was like a quote unquote like non-profit Christian organization, or it was his grandfather's name or something?
I think that's what he's arguing. Like
I think there's a couple things. So one is that his overall publishing company is Rippaverse, so you trademark that. In the same way that you trademark Marvel, even though at the time that Marvel trademarked their name, the Marvel character was from a different group entirely, but it was Captain Marvel, right? And so that's a different thing entirely, right? It's why Shazam changed his name about 8 different times, right? Because the origin isn't, the name isn't Shazam, it's Marvel. And then
that's probably be what's gonna happen with the ISOM character, hopefully.
Right. And so you trademark the name of the company because you are operating as a trademark. Now, things that you make under the trademark can be copyright, right? And so the idea is that ISOM is a copyrighted system underneath the overall operating company, which is trademarked.
Right. The thing I understand is like you're saying, Jay, that okay, Marvel, but like take for instance, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a title. I can understand copyrighting the name Spider-Man, but Thor is actually a god. It's based on fucking Norse mythology, so you can't make. But Marvel uses, obviously Marvel's version of Thor is way different than Thor. So it's like could like Marvel Comics make a character called Jesus, but then it's like based on Jesus Christ, but it's not Jesus.
No one has a trademark on Jesus.
Yes. Right.
Yeah,
well,
no,
you can't. Well, Jesus is a bit old, so trademarking him is a bit of a problem. Even if your name is Jesus, good luck with that. You know, the what you can do is copyright the works that you have Jesus in.
Okay.
Yes.
But you can't trademark the name.
Yeah.
Right. And also there's a question of, do I want to trademark this name, or do I simply want copyright to suffice? Because the difference between copyright and trademark is that trademark I have to actually submit to the trademark office and get my legal. If I put TM, after something, I have actually gone through the trademark office, and they have scanned it. They've said it's fine, and I'm good. Now, if I create works that have Jesus as the title, I can copyright those works because the story and the caricatures that I create within that or whatever, those are all works of art that I can trademark, right? Anything that I write as an individual is is copyright by default. Trademark is a different thing, right? Because I'm operating as this entity in the trade.
Yeah.
And so there we go.
So like,
I mean, I actually think that the ISOM group, the International Society of Ministry, or whatever the hell they are, the International School of Ministry,
they're being a bunch of jackals for sure.
Well, I think there's a couple of things. One, I don't think they're that big. I don't think they have the funds to go balls to the wall against this.
Maybe
they're hoping to cash out. But the other thing is, I think that if it gets before an actual lawyer or a judge, and this is argued out, the conflation or misinterpretation of the brand between the two, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I mean, I would have argued with you and sided with you until I saw this video. This video definitely like made me feel like Eric July might be in trouble because this guy's so well spoken and he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. It's very fucked up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think it would be very hard to find like a law firm that's willing to carry that capital, that risk, and see.
These are impartial lawyers and judges, and they don't care. These guys.
Well, I mean, so to be fair, lawyers are not impartial. Their job is to argue their client's argument to the best of their abilities, right? And it's an adversarial process. The judge then has to look, and if you can argue that, look, nobody is signing up to buy an ISOM comic in the hopes that they can then do remote learning to become a minister.
Right. But some people who are looking into this book is known in, like he says multiple times, this book is known in like 100 countries. This ministry is known in 100 countries. They have a huge online presence, and it's like people search them all the time. And it's like, if they think that this book is affiliated with the school, and like, let's say someone is buying the book because they, that's the problem. And it's like, oh dude, it's not. Yeah, it's like it wouldn't take hard for the wrong judge to side with this guy right here, because like the way he talks is like I said, this is how the Nazis rounded people up.
Well, like that's always the
risk. They use this kind of voice
place your
right
bets
here.
and takes your chances when you go to court, right? That judges are going to do what judges are going to do.
Yeah.
The good news is you have appellate courts, that can try and correct that.
Well, what's fucked up is Eric July likes to use this court of public opinion with this video response shit, and this motherfucker does the same thing. And he's addressing the Rippaverse fans. He's addressing us, and it's like, oh, dude, like he's making us like all like, ooh, It's not good.
Don't
It's
drag me
not
into
good.
your shit, bro.
But it's also bad. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's one of those things, like I said earlier, like this week when I first heard about it, I was like, yeah, fuck them. Fuck this church. You know, they're full of shit. And now I watch this video and it's like, oh God, they might have a serious case. Like, I mean, and like I said, it's not good. These videos, every one of these videos is like so damning in the evidence room. Your Honor, our client here, Your Honor, the defendant is here seen mocking my defendant on the night October 14th on his YouTube channel. Now, Mr. July, you did produce this video, and as you can see, exhibit G17. You know, there's gonna be so many fucking exhibit.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, if you're talking about a lawyer perspective, right? So the first thing that any lawyer would have told this guy is to shut the fuck up, right? Let Eric July make his statements that are then admissible in court and haven't been vetted by an attorney. And here we go. But now homeboy got to have his word in, which is also going to get used seriously by July's attorneys. So,
but again, it's also court of public opinion.
Yeah, but court of public opinion means fucking all when it's actually in a court, right? Other than I want to raise money. And I don't think
I hope you're right,
this
Jay,
guy has the ability to raise the same money that Eric July does when he goes, no, they're coming at me, bro. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so I think people are pretty divided. Like, there's like people like Goodwin who are thinking like, this guy's full of shit. His shit's gonna get thrown out, no problem.
No. I don't think it's going to get thrown out, no problem. I think that lawyers are going to do what lawyers are going to do, and the judge is the deciding factor on
worst
this.
case scenario.
I think that any lawyer that is worth his salt is going to tell both of them, shut the fuck up. I will handle this shit.
Well, sometimes I think lawyers like to see their clients like fuck up a little bit, so that way they're needed again. You know,
those are the lawyers you do not want to hire. Any lawyer that doesn't tell you to shut the fuck up, your mouth, it's moving again. Stop that, right? If they're not telling you that, get another lawyer.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason that we, proceeded to actually serve the lawsuit. I'm not sure why. Eric July and his legal team did not come back to us, but we're trying to operate in good faith. We're trying to lay down some guidelines. Yes, we made
this guy's playing like a politician.
Lay down guidelines. You have to understand, it's not just, hey, we want money that you've made, but also when you keep making books, you're going to pay us licensing fees, and we're going to dictate what the fuck goes in the book or what doesn't go in the book. Like, obviously, like, you don't take that deal no matter what, like, right? So it's like, if they have the trademark, and if like a judge is like, well, usually 9 times out of 10 in trademark law, it's like, all right, we got trademark dispute. All right, who owns the trademark? Your Honor, we do. Okay. All right. It's just fucking that simple sometimes.
No, I mean, the first question will be, is there a conflation of, so you own a trademark, right? But again, if I'm Bill's Plumbing,
God, I wish I could find that stupid
Bill's
email.
Printing, the argument is, can these be conflated? Are these easily confused? And if they're not, it was nice talking to you guys, right? But with regards to the lawyers and they're weighing in, blue collar, when your lawyer talked to you, what was the first thing he said? Don't say a goddamn word to anybody. You shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Especially when I give the guy $20,000 fucking dollars. Yeah, first thing was sign this paper. Well, the first thing he actually said was tell me everything, and I kind of was deviating because I didn't know this guy. And he goes, "Look, if I'm going to represent you, I need to know every minuscule detail from everything." And at a time period, because I didn't know back then about the whole confidentiality, and I told him, okay, how I started, who I talked to, blah blah, the whole situation. And we go to court. When the first 3 times went to court, I didn't say a fucking word. He talked to me, and eventually, the only time I had to say something was like an apology to the court in your honor, and that was pretty much it. Just like
right. And he was like, and this is how you're going to say this. I'm going to go ahead and give you the guidance on this, right? Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Say nothing to no one.
Yeah, you're right.
Every time I've hired a lawyer, I never actually had to go to court myself, so I wouldn't. They're like, no, you stay the fuck out of that room, and I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, like I said, I really wish I could find this email because I really think it is Mike S. Miller wrote that email. Because here he is in the comments of this dude's post right here, talking about how I think Eric is missing a huge opportunity here. He could rebrand ISOM to another name, check the TM this time, and re-letter issue 1 and resell it. In a new campaign, the previous copies would become collector's items, and new ones would be the ongoing standard for reprints. Money, money, money. And then everyone in the comments is like, you wrote this fucking email, didn't you? The Robert email that I can't find right now that I keep talking about, how it's like the most damning, if there is going to be any evidence, that's going to be like the main evidence suggesting this fucking expertly crafted email that gave this fucking ministry all the ammunition they would need in a 2-part conversation. Just suggests like there's plenty of brand recognition confusion right there.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm coming after you, right? So I mean, there's two kinds. One, I actually want to come directly at you, right? I'll fight you in a phone booth. Here we go. The second thing is if I'm actually going to be trolling and fucking with you in a 4D chess kind of way, right? I'm actually going to try and turn every ally or potential enemy against you because I can stay back and do what I want to do, right? That I absolutely know how to do that. I know how to manipulate people. I just don't do it because it seems like a cheat code, right? I'd rather just come at you directly and let's just go toe to toe.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that second one.
Yeah,
what I could see.
Right. The passive aggressive. So I'm not passive aggressive. I'm aggressive, but I absolutely know how to be a passive aggressive.
Well, the way this guy's talking, he's playing it like a politician. Like in this video that you're showing right here.
Yeah,
it's like his lawyer has briefed him on what to say.
Yeah, like this is the exact opposite of Eric July. This is like the lawyer is telling him,
in the courtroom, like this guy's gonna look way better.
His video only helps his case, whereas like Eric July's videos only hurt him, man.
I don't know that this guy's video actually helps his case. I think it helps his case in the court of public opinion because I'm trying to be, oh, look at me, I'm reasonable, and I get along, and I'm talking in my NPR voice, right? And Eric July is like, nah, balls out, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, the court's not going to give a fuck about any of this. The only thing they're going to care about is what does the actual trademark say? What are the specifics? What are the specifics? Because like that's all they can operate on because that's the only thing that's legal.
Right. Yeah. What's the confusion of trade? Right. Are you in the same? Are you in the same group? Right. Or is there actually going to be a confusion of
they're either going to settle under conditions like you have to change the name and start distributing under a new name, or we're going to fucking we're going to indict you and take you for all your profits and fuck you.
Or we're going to go, no, there's actually no confusion. You're in the ministry. This has nothing to do unless I misunderstood that ISOM issue 1 said, no, by the way, if you want to join the clerisy, go ahead. You're all good.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if Enzo messed up there. Well, wait till it gets back. So you guys, more legality than me, but I mean, it's the whole legal part I didn't get into until Enzo did. I just said, it's a scary world we live in because with the whole releasing public information, because I know someone's going to say, well, Eric July's putting himself out there. He's being antagonistic and going after these guys. Yeah, but I mean, anybody, Dark Hour himself is said publicly on Open Bar and other streams that Dark Hour is very selective in what he says about his personal life because of situations like this.
Sure.
It said, I mean, I have a teenager now in high school, and I chose myself to have sometimes when I can my teenager on my YouTube channel because that's my choice. But I can respect anybody who does have teenagers and they don't want their teenagers on their fucking YouTube channel because all it takes is the wrong asshole to find out where your kid goes to school. And that's why I said it's in the same fucking vein of like, oh, maybe a joke going to somebody's fucking grandparents' grave, but that's along the same lines of like, okay, but then what next somebody's taking pictures of your kid's fucking school when your kid's inside school. Or
your kids have jobs and they go after they're coming to, no, I'm not going to come at you. I'm going to be passive aggressive. I'm going to come at your kid's employer and fuck with them. I'm gonna whatever. The problem is that these aren't people who want to come directly at you. They want to come at any weakness you have. And if you're actually thinking that this is warfare, and a lot of people do view this as a kind of warfare, right? Cultural or otherwise.
Yeah.
Then the job of warfare is not, I'm not going to beat my head against the strength of the enemy. I'm going to find every weakness they have and try and exploit that to defeat them.
Yeah. This is exactly why no one knows my name or knows what I look like on the internet. Fuck this whole game. Holy cow.
No, I can't blame anybody for that. I mean, he said the stuff I released there, I choose to, but that's
he actually sorry, was he actually talking about like this stuff on the open bar? Because I can't think of like a worse thing to do, like legally. You know how many people watch that shit?
Yeah, you just open yourself up. You know, well, I mean, he said that there are certain things that he filters because he doesn't want to have that happen to him, right? But because he's got multiple millions of people who are watching that, right? You know, and there's a certain attitude of, so people who grew up like in my era and got on the internet early or whatever, right? You knew to wear asbestos underwear because you know you're going to get flamed, right? And bring it because it's coming at me. The thing that you have now are, you know, because of the ability of people to take shit, both in the parasocial situation, but also just the I have anonymity, and so I'm willing to join into a mob mentality and go at people in their personal lives. Right. Okay. Well, then you either have to try and mask the hell out of everything, or you go like Eric July, come at me, bro. Right. And when you invite come at me, they're coming at you. You better know the contract that you're signing in that and the consequences thereof.
Now, I mean, I can't speak for Eric July. I just watch his videos. One thing is some people say, "Oh, he's complaining or he doesn't have thin skin." I watch his video. He goes, "Hey, like I'm here." I mean, he's just saying he's in a sense trying to he's like you're saying, Jay. He's making his case even stronger, saying like, "Look, this is the shit I go through, and this is the kind of people I deal with." Eric didn't raise his voice, didn't threaten anybody. He's smart enough not to fucking say, "I'm gonna find you and kill you" or some shit. He goes, "No, this is just what I go through." So I do kind of respect that tactic because now all you're doing is making people like I've read comments like, damn, you know what? I wasn't a big fan of the Ripperverse, Eric July. Now I'm becoming a fan because it's like people are visiting your fucking your ancestors' graves because of a comic book. Now I want to support you that much more. If anything, these guys are helping him.
I mean that's the thing is from a PR standpoint, Eric July is playing this absolutely right because the audience that he has is very much similar to him in that they'll be like, bring it, right? You know, you step up, either step up or step off, right? You know, the start swinging or walk the fuck off. What you have is he's going up against a lot of people who want to be passive aggressive, and Eric is old school aggressive, right? You know, the I'll let you go or let's start swinging and let's go. And the passive aggressives get away with a lot of what they do because they're willing to hide in the shadows. They're willing to try and manipulate and play social games. And Eric's like, nah, bro, come at me. Let's go.
Yeah, that'll gain him a lot of public support, which might not even matter in the end, but it'll like in the long run, it might just give him enough, you know, like a community following that he can absorb the losses or. You know,
I mean, I think he can take the L. He can take the L in the legal courts.
Yeah, exactly.
Rebrand, and all he's done is create more followers that way, right?
Yeah,
you know, Eric is playing a long game.
Yeah, even if he does have the option to just rename the thing, redistribute, you know, publish a new series, or not a new series, but like republish the freaking comic or whatever. Like, he could go into all of this knowing that he could settle and do that. But he'll just play it for everything it's worth just to get that free publicity, right? Like it's.
Yeah. How do you think Eric's GoFundMe on law expenses are going to go versus the International School of Ministry?
Yeah.
Right? Eric is going to make bank on that and be able to play. Right. And so the thing that there's a certain amount of comparison like Trump, right? That there were a lot of people who voted for Trump in 2016 who didn't really care about Trump. The thing they care about is it's someone who fights, right? And somebody who's willing to go at the haters and those who are trying to play in the shadows and want to be passive aggressive. No, you like the guy who's willing to
someone
grab
to
the
stand
sword.
up to the bullies.
Right. I mean, I'm willing to grab the sword and say, come at me. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why my kid was recently watched a couple of days ago the whole documentary on Stone Cold. And to this day, that's why Stone Cold fucking blew apart because of Stone Cold going against Vince McMahon was representing so many people who hated their fucking boss, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Johnny Paycheck in the 70s makes a ton of money. He had no hits prior to, and I'm not sure he had many hits afterwards, but Take This Job and Shove It was a huge damned hit.
Yeah. And
working 9 to 5, so way to make a living.
Yeah. 9 to 5 was a hit. Oh, by the way, a proof that women can actually be funny when they're not talking about their vaginas and menstruation and the patriarchy all day.
Some women are funny, but they usually look like dudes.
Yeah. My girlfriend's funny.
Yeah, she is.
She does look like a dude, though. Maybe.
Yeah, that was just we just move on from that. But that was the only reason I posted this and let Enzo know is I just told people out there, it's some people, it's like, said after we do this and stuff, I'm gonna go work tonight and then hit the gym later. But like, damn, dude, if your life is just that sad where you took time out of your day.
Yeah.
You took time out of your day to, number one, make a Twitter account. Number two, make an entire YouTube channel, which we've all been there. It takes time. Number three, you went through hours and hours of like public records to find somebody's, fucking grandfather. Number four, taking time out of your day to drive to a fucking cemetery, set up the amount of time and effort because you don't like a guy's comic book. That's like, you've got no fucking life at all. Jesus.
But this is the problem. Like the guy went to the his grandfather's grave, and then he made another response video.
This is one of the.
I haven't seen this video.
I've had to
Is that recent?
So I don't know what he said.
The reason I'm doing it is I just want folks that they miss this.
Again, like I said, just totally missing the point. Like, don't do this. The trolls will you're gonna talk directly about this guy. But
the thing is,
he wants the trolls, man. He wants them.
Yeah. I mean, you've already shown a willingness to engage with them to monetize them, right? And so if somebody comes at I'm gonna fuck with the headstones of your ancestors or whatever, you damn sure don't better back down now,
dude. This moronic opinions guy could work for Eric July, and it could all just be like wrestling kayfabe, who knows?
I mean, you gotta have if you're gonna be the baby face, you gotta have heels. All right. And if nothing else from just if I was mapping out how I would do this exact once I engage and decide, I'm gonna go at them, all of them, right? Nothing gets past the eye of Sauron on me responding and calling them out and trying to monetize them.
Sauron.
Yeah, be controversial as fuck. Double down. Make those counter.
Oh, hey guys,
I mean, there is nothing that you let slide, right? Once you decide to engage, all the fucking way, balls deep, you don't fuck around.
You got to take on that Trump mentality, man. I'm a fucking winner, or you're gonna get your shit pushed in.
Yeah,
gentlemen, breaking news, or at least breaking news for me. I don't know if you guys seen this, but Harley Quinn, Joker 2 just released. Lady Gaga. What? I don't know. I don't mind it.
I saw some stills from that where she's wearing like the diamond style stockings and all that stuff.
Here's what I hope. I heard that it's a musical. I hope all the music numbers are in Joker's head and they're all like imagination. And same thing with Harley Quinn, maybe like that would be cool. I'd allow that.
Yeah. But, I mean, think what you want about her music. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but like I'm a musician. And when I watch her do something live, I'm very impressed. She's quite talented.
I mean, she went to Juilliard. She knows how to at least make music for the masses, whatever that means. She's very calculated in what she's doing.
Well, fuck, she was good enough for Top Gun apparently. So
I watched that what's the clothing company movie? What was it? The Italian House of Gucci. That's what it was. That was pretty good. That was okay. Lady Gaga.
I was better off with the Versace movie.
Versace.
Yeah, wasn't that dude murdered?
Yes.
Cool.
It's not Versace. It's Versace.
Who played him?
Versace.
Who played him? Al Pacino or something?
No. The like the miniseries where it's the guy who ends up killing him and then the sister takes over or something.
I have no idea.
Man, your day mode Twitter.
Check him out.
Savage.
Whose Twitter?
You got this white on black Twitter going on. It's freaking me out. Sorry.
That's not me. Yeah. Him. Yeah. I always dark mode, guys. I call people out for not using dark mode all the time. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I gotta put my sunglasses back on. I was having the sunset like over here when I started, so
I got 3 monitors, and my desktop background is solid black themed dark mode.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, it's because you're young. Your vision still works. You need the contrast when you get older.
Yeah, maybe.
How young do you think I am?
I don't know. I'm 53, so step back.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to step back. Yeah. Sorry, sir.
Yeah. Presbyopia fairy ain't come to visit.
He's older than us, too. Don't worry, amateur.
I don't have a mortgage yet.
You probably won't ever have one, honestly. Let's get real.
I'm going to pay it until I die, and I'm going to like it.
Yeah, about 4 years from paying mine off.
Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm fucking jealous.
It's a 15-year mortgage, man. What's up?
Well,
I haven't even bought my own car at this point. All hand-me-downs.
Yeah, what is your deal, amateur
car
analyst?
before
You
I
seem
could
like
drive.
a cool guy. I'm
Sorry,
glad you
what
popped
did
in
you say?
here. I'll say, what is your deal, amateur analyst? You seem like a cool guy.
My deal.
Yeah, where parts you from? What about age are you? Where are you about in life?
Man, he ain't looking to dox himself. Stop it.
Yeah, what do you do for a living or anything? You don't. Yeah.
Well, I'm a sort of a line cook / stew chef by trade.
Sweet.
I'm pushing 30, and I live in rural Canada.
Well, how's Canada working? We got a couple YouTube friends who are up in those parts.
Canada is fucked.
Yeah.
I'm actually very much considering moving to either Tennessee, Texas, or Florida because I can't take it anymore.
Well, we know, I'm in Texas. We know Vex is out in Canada. Talks about moving to Florida and all the time. We've got.
She's busy trying to get her immigration. But
our buddy Tyler Wolf. Our buddy Tyler Wolf lives in Canada. I think he complains, but I don't think he has any plans to move.
I don't think
my whole beef is when you get a job, like your average shitty job that it's not your career. It's like $17 an hour, and rent is like $2,000 a month. How the fuck does that work?
Bro, that's not foreign to Canada. I'm sure it's bad, especially in Canada. But yeah, that's the problem that everyone's having right now all over the world. I think our economy is being controlled demolition, just like certain buildings in New York on a day in September.
My dad makes pretty good money, and he gets taxed 65% of his income, which is insane.
It's also bad.
What?
That was another problem. Was like I remember
in New York looks pretty good when you compare it to that.
Well, we had somebody. I had a friend who was like lived here in Texas, and then they were like going to get a raise if they moved to Colorado. They moved to Colorado, got a raise, but didn't take into account that Colorado has a state tax and Texas doesn't. So they were getting taxed additional, and they ended up making less money.
Yeah. Also discovered cost of living is a thing.
Yeah, the other thing about Colorado is you may or may not get mauled by a cougar.
The problem with Colorado is it's so beautiful, and everyone that lives in there knows it, and they're such fucking cocks about it.
Well, Colorado has become California of the Midwest.
Yeah, and it's like
you had so many Californians move because it was like, oh, land is cheap, and look at the beautifuls, and then they come in and they drive, and by the way, brought all the politics with them.
Yeah.
And
well,
now
the problem
Colorado
is,
has become Austin of the Midwest.
They're so proud that there's no fucking billboards all over the interstate, but it's like, but also there's no fucking service stations anywhere that isn't in a town. You have to go off the access road and do like a 5-mile detour to get to like a little town to get to your filling station.
You've got Lyman and then nothing until Denver.
Yeah, it's not cool. I like the service stations on the highway. It's very Americana, modern Americana. The Buc-ee's. We got the Buc-ee's out here in Texas, man, and it's like the gas station superstore. It's like imagine a convenience store with everything you thought of, and like everything was made like fresh in house and shit, like pralines and.
What's the one that's like vaguely pornographic in like Oklahoma and into Texas? The name of it where it's like the only place.
Texarkana?
No. The convenience stores where you can get like 93 octane. It's actually non-ethanol.
I have no idea.
There's the name of it. Every time I see it, I'm like, did anybody run this by somebody like me who was like, that's a sexual position, right? I can't remember what the hell the name of it is, but every time I see it, I was like, I don't think somebody thought this name through.
Man, one thing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
One thing we got up here that's that is a big factor for me staying is we got the Great Lakes, specifically Georgian Bay. This place is beautiful. Giant freshwater lake, clean as shit. Can see 100 feet down. And then there's all this native territory where they don't build anything on it. So it's like untouched wilderness. Yeah. And then they have a gas station where they sell 98 octane marine fuel, no ethanol, you know, for like 40 cents a liter cheaper. And it's like, you know what? This part's really cool. If we could just get rid of Trudeau and all this crazy inflation nonsense, this would be pretty cool. But it's
all the
not.
inflation's, like I said, the inflation's happening. We're all over the world, man. The economy is being like they're trying to get rid of it. And I mean, we're either gonna have the bad guys usher in the digital dollar, or the good guys go back, like trick everyone and get us back on a gold-backed currency.
Oh man, I've read a lot of 80s science fiction. I am not into like a digital global currency.
No,
that shit scares
no one is. No one is. It's one of those things. And if you are, it's because
it's not true. There's some people that are into it. Most of the people who run the actual government who want to track every purchase that you made. Yeah.
Well,
they'd be like, "Oh, we saw your podcast Monday. We're gonna have to turn off all your debit cards for a month. You said some bad shit."
Dude, Trudeau can actually do that now. I don't know if you've been following Canadian.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah,
truckers
right now.
Yeah, I know. And you know who's a hero in Canada is that young boy who got a selfie with Trudeau and called him a commie fuck to his face. That was unbelievable. That guy is probably living in a fucking well somewhere with a bag over his head and tied hands behind his back. You know, fucking whatever happened to that guy? Is he still alive?
On Epstein's Island? He's the new fucking landscaper.
That guy disappeared, didn't he? We never saw him again.
Fluffer on Epstein Island, yeah.
God damn.
Epstein Island 2. Fucking Bill's
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Clinton Island. Oh god.
Man, I read something the other day that fucked me up. Apparently Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith got married on Epstein's Island, which is
that explains some things. It explains some things.
I need this fact check. Jamie, pull this up. Do we got a fucking moderator?
No, it's just me here. Jesus. And I'm fucking tired and stoned and everything.
I've been up for 2 days.
But yeah, I mean, we're at 2 hours and 45 minutes. I don't want to step on the cannoli stream too much, but I definitely like chatting with y'all.
Wait, isn't cannoli doing the 18th? I don't think
he was
doing it.
No, he's doing Departed right now. He's probably like 45 minutes into it.
Really?
So, yeah.
I was checking.
I know. Time flies when we're talking bullshit, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe I will try to keep them late. That was fun doing them at 11, but or really early. But I know Wes would.
Yeah, I'm good with really early. The late is a bit of a hallucination as I get older.
Maybe we'll do the next one bright and early, like maybe afternoon. We'll do another English breakfast stream. And amateur, it's I love the Iron Giant video. Can we talk about the Iron Giant for a second? You really like that movie, obviously.
Fucking that was a passion project for me. It was like very special place in my heart, that movie.
And your profile picture has always been Dean, and then you just changed it recently to another picture of Dean, which was funny.
This was in response to me feeling like a piece of shit.
I know.
The 200 plus hours of fucking work that my Top Gun video was, and I can't show it to anybody.
Are they still owned by Viacom, those assholes?
No, it's like 100%. Oh,
Paramount.
Yeah, Top Gun's 100% Paramount, and then all the music's owned by Paramount, and yeah.
What a bunch of bastards. So what exactly was the claim that fucked you over? Was it the music?
No, they actually had no problem with the music. The only thing with the music was they would not show it in Belarus or Russia, which is like, okay, fuck
yeah,
them.
who gives a shit? I have several Wii watches that are like that. It's like, okay. Sorry, guys, in Russia, you can't see life size. Sorry.
I've been back and forth with YouTube on this. Like,
I'm gonna start uploading, dude. I've been getting these ad block fucking pop-ups, like, "Hey, you're using an ad block," and it's like, I'm officially uploading my shit to Rumble. I'm gonna start putting my Wii watches every day. The old ones are gonna be uploaded to Rumble.
Just fine on Rumble.
Yeah,
almost 100 views in a day and a half. Like, I'm good with that. That's as good.
I'm gonna just keep doing. I'm gonna just start doing the double thing and just compare and contrast.
Well, I sent the Critical Drinker a very nice email. Maybe he'll tweet it out or something. I don't know.
Shit. But yeah, I mean, so you happened to get a claim and you disputed it, and then you doubled down on it.
So they were blocking the video from being shown. So the whole basis of the appeal was, okay, so you guys can monetize on this video. I don't care. I'm not going to monetize it. I just want people to see it. That's all I want. You advertise on it. You collect the profit. I don't give a shit. They denied that. And they said, no, you either take it down immediately or in 7 days, we're going to take it down. And if you force us to take it down, we're going to give you a community guideline strike. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, so I had to delete it. Oh. And then a day later, Jay, Desolate.
So you didn't get the strike, though. That's good.
No, I didn't get the strike.
Okay.
But I went to go re-upload it as unlisted just so we could do like a EFAP of it on a stream. And the moment it was done uploading, they're like, oh, we've blocked this from being like seen at all. Yep. And you now have a community guideline strike because you have what's the exact wording? You violated our terms and conditions. And I'm like,
sons of bitches. And this is Paramount or YouTube doing this?
Paramount.
No. Okay, let's be very clear.
Paramount is encouraging YouTube to do
YouTube
that.
doing this on the behest of Paramount.
Yeah, but who owns YouTube?
Oh, yeah. Who does own YouTube? I don't even know.
Google.
Does Google,
man.
Right.
You know, the ad agency that people keep thinking is a search company.
Yeah, the one that puts up weird bullshit ads about like some fucking bullshit mobile game that may or may not be porn or a scam.
Yeah, like I said, I think I'm just gonna bust out all the other 40 Wii watches I've done over the year and just start uploading one a day and just see how they track. And then eventually we'll get caught up to where we're back to a video a week, some point, hopefully by the end of the year, beginning of next year. But I don't know, dude. It's so fucked up because like I have some videos that are, I mean, some of them do get denied, but they stay up. But yeah, a lot of them are the disputes are accepted. The claims are dropped. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm doing more copyright infringement than you were with your video. Like, it's like,
I tried really fucking hard to not use, like, I don't think there's a single section of my video. First of all, everything's been reframed.
Yeah.
And flipped. Right? Camera moves, color correction. I even put film grain, like
Jesus
all
Christ,
kinds
dude.
of tricks. I put like there's never more than 5 seconds of footage from like no clip of their footage that I use is more than 5 seconds long. And not only that, I'm like if I did have the audio and video lined up from the actual like full reference video, like I did a pitch correction on the audio, I did all kinds of little tricks. Like it's fair use as fuck. I don't know how I could like. And here's the part that really pisses me off. There's videos on YouTube that are like 7, 8, some of them are 12 minutes long of unedited video that's just straight up the movie, sections of the movie.
That's the other thing is people get away with putting clips up all the time. Clips.
What are the fucking rules, bro? Like, what are the rules?
Yeah. So the thing is that you have the bot, detected stuff, which is okay. Here we go, and then that'll trigger something. Then you have the manual review, which is clearly what Amateur has run into.
That's what they did to me. Now I can't ever upload that video to YouTube again, or I will get a second strike. And if I get
it's on Rumble, though, you said,
then I'm gone.
You say it's on Rumble?
It is on Rumble at 480p in all of its glory.
Well, here's the thing. Like you said, like these manual reviews, these bots, like, I mean, I think the main thing going forward, disputes, it's very important. You say the words transformative. What's the word? I always, because I'm doing commentary track, so I always say this commentary track offers transformative analysis for parody, educational.
They don't give 2 fucks, right? It's a matter of are you willing to lawyer up and go, right? If they decide that whatever the tone of your review
what's fucked up is I've had Disney say you're right.
But Disney's easy money. Disney
I didn't realize
is
Disney
willing
was so
to
chill.
Disney is absolute horse.
Fuck what you upload on YouTube.
That's awesome.
But, like, Warner Brothers and Paramount are just fucked. They don't care.
Warner Brothers were bad. Universal have been assholes to me.
They don't care what the intention was. They don't care about the tone, any of that. They see their content up there, and they will strike it down if they notice it. And once you're noticed, you're fucked.
Yeah, once they put you on the hit list, they're coming for you regardless. Yeah, it doesn't
ridiculous. Matter. It took me 4 months to get my Iron Giant video uploaded. I never hit that appeal button, and I wish I didn't on my Top Gun. I thought for sure someone at Paramount would have been like, "Oh, this is a giant ad. He's giving us the opportunity to monetize on top of it. Like, that's just money and publicity for us, for our fucking film. No, fuck you. You can't put this up. I don't care how much work you put into it. They probably didn't even read my appeal. They probably just saw it, checked out my video, saw one clip of their movie, and went denied.
Yeah.
Dicks.
No thought behind it whatsoever. It took them 4 days to respond to. I was praying it just got to that 7-day mark and they didn't notice. Then it would have been up legally forever, and there's nothing they could do about it.
Damn.
Copyright on YouTube is fucking broken.
Yeah, I'm always scared. I'm never gonna ever dispute the dispute rejection, like, because I know you'll get a strike if it goes down, but it's like it's just at that point just re-edit a little bit.
Well, again, unless you're willing to lawyer up and say, yeah, we're going to the mattresses, let's go.
They could be in the wrong. That's the other thing. They could be in the wrong and just say no, double down, and you'll get the strike. Yeah,
right. I mean, that's
content.
Yeah, that's the thing about.
There's no one to talk to one-on-one. It's bullshit.
The EFAP thing with XQC, where XQC was talking about how, oh no, if you come, then if you strike me, then I'll talk to you, whatever. Bullshit, right? The first thing is you're going to try and get your stands to go ahead and mob my channel and fuck with me. And if I'm a small creator, why the hell would I pick that fight, right? But the other thing is, if you decide to go to the mattresses and lawyer up, why am I spending, $50,000 or $100,000 in lawyer fees to get a video, that I'm going to make a couple of grand off of at best?
At best.
Yeah.
Right. So it's absolutely the copyright and the system that YouTube has put in place is essentially, I understand why YouTube is doing this. They don't want to be in this fight because they don't want to take on the burden of having to defend creators who are doing transformative content. They're just like, we're a hosting platform.
Yeah.
If you DMCA, then we're out, right? We do
also
the bare minimum.
Yeah, you also have to appreciate the fact that there's like, I don't remember the exact number. I think it's 50 million like channels that actually upload. And it's like, you can't have a company ever big enough to actually give each copyright dispute like the time of day to be fair. It's just, it's not possible. There's no, you could never have a company to do that. And like the filter, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and defend it, but like the filter is pretty good. Like it does work, but
yeah,
I think the way that companies can like put their own customized bullshit onto this filter, because like, everyone's like, oh, this company's worse than this company. This company's like, they all have different policies on it. I think that part's bullshit. I think it should be up to YouTube. To
it's purely a matter of who's willing to go lawfare and go right, and who is it that has pockets deep enough to go against a multi-billion-dollar studio? Not many.
Like fucking PewDiePie, but like,
well, I have I got Queen of the Damned coming out,
and even then, what the hell kind of fight are you going to get into where Mr. Beast is like, yeah, I'm willing to go, and even then, I think they'll drain his coffers.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm worried because I got Queen of the Damned coming out on Wednesday, and like I uploaded it once and it got copyright claimed, and then I disputed it and it was denied. But then the video was, sometimes it gets denied and it stays up. Doesn't matter.
Is it denied for monetization or is it blocked? Because mine was just blocked for public view.
Right. So this Queen of the Damned, and it all started with the Meg, is like, now that they started to get denied and blocked. So it's like, okay, that's lame. So what I did was I darkened it up some more, and re-uploaded it. It got claimed again. I disputed it and haven't heard back, but it's still like scheduled to premiere on Wednesday. So whatever. It's not blocked anymore, but who knows? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like in the middle of the premiere it got yanked or something. But I mean, it hasn't happened ever, but wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is who attracts the eye of Sauron, right? So amateurs attracted Paramount's Eye of Sauron on him. So anything that he does, anything in their IP universe, they're going to come at him balls deep.
Maybe, yeah. And that's the other thing is like my next 2 videos after that. I mean, first, all the Schlocktober stuff aside, it's like the Wednesday we watches. I've got Queen of the Damned next, then Bad Moon, then Night of the Demons. And then after that, it's like, I don't have anything really recorded. I have some stuff recorded that's old, but like the stuff after that, I think I'm going to pivot to more, older, obscure stuff that's already on YouTube, stuff that's public domain, Because like, yeah, it's just not worth. Plus, it's like, I don't know. It's just better to watch these videos without the stupid fucking overlay.
Yeah, I mean that's what we had to do on B-sides, right? It was initially it was like, yeah, we don't have the pockets to fight this, so we're gonna go for stuff that's out of copyright, and here we go. You know, we'll cover it and have a nice day, because the picking that fight, you know, if you're gonna do it again, you know, you go big or go home. I'm willing to have this fight or I'm not, and we're not.
And I got no problem. I have some of my videos and I uploaded them and I'm in the comments. I'm like, hey, sorry, this shit's so dark. Sorry, you can barely see anything for 3 seconds at a time. What do you want from me?
Well, I'd point out in chat, Phil Philly. Yeah, nobody's copyrighting Teenage Zombies. Jesus
Phil Philly
Christ,
rules, man. Phil Philly's been burning through all the fucking Schlocktober videos.
I was absolutely concussed listening to Teenage Zombies in that soundtrack. When they asked me to summarize, I was like, dude, I don't even know. I feel like I just went 10 rounds with Tyson. Jesus Christ, that thing beat the hell out of me.
Oh man,
bit my ear off, man.
Oh, it beat the hell out of me. I was like, what is my name? I don't even know.
Some of these movies drain your soul, you guys. But yeah, I mean, hell, what do you guys what do you got coming up, Goodwin? B-roll and all those guys.
We always have B-roll on Friday. The who the hell knows what Adam is going to subject me to this time. Right. You know,
he said he was going to be late, but he never showed up. So
yeah, I know he had some stuff going on.
No worries.
The thing is that I you know, I'm starting to suspect that Adam may not have the best taste in movies. Yeah, he gave me The Manster. It was kind of a, you know, and then I gave him NASA. We ran that, and then he's abused me a bit. I mean, we had the great gonorrhea PSA where everybody had to fill out their cards. We had Attack Lesbians last Friday, where I had no idea that lesbians were this confrontational, but apparently, yeah, they're very attacky. We had Disney's menstruation animation, which I thought was like a preview to Red. I think it's you know, Red is clearly a sequel to that.
Nice.
But who knows what he's going to do to me?
I'll be out of town still this Friday, but next Friday I'll be back home. So anytime after that, yeah, hit me up for one of these. I'll come in.
Absolutely. You need to be subjected to the.
I mean, I definitely like watched in the comments, and that's not the same. It's like I want hurt me more, daddy.
Yeah.
What about you, Amateur? You got you guys got to watch this Top Gun. Chris, if you haven't seen it, watch this Top Gun video on, I guess, Rumble.
Okay, on my Twitter page.
I have a Rumble account my own, but I'm actually just
it's an hour long, FYI. So
I just made a Rumble account for Blue Collar Losers.
It's not a light watch.
I'll start adding it.
I love
what's his tag? Same thing.
Amateur analyst, right?
I have to know.
Yeah.
Literal analyst on
literal.
And then amateur analyst is some fucking sports page on Twitter.
I'm saying but your thing on Rumble, that's amateur analyst.
Yeah, it'll be under amateur analyst.
Okay, no, I'm under now.
Gotcha. The link is on my Twitter, which you'll find through my
which is literature.
I have a tagged comment on all of my videos pointing people towards my Rumble.
There's two of them. There's amateur analyst, and there's the amateur analyst.
Yeah, the amateur.
Yeah, he's gonna have
is my account name so that people don't fucking know who I am, and then amateur analyst is the actual channel.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sweet.
I've been on Rumble a long time. I forgot how this shit navigates, but
Rumble's a little weird.
So, are you like pretty discouraged right now because of the whole Top Gun thing? Or are you just gonna dive deep harder in Rumble?
I'm just moving on, man. I've learned my lesson.
Cool.
You know what? The Top Gun video is performing pretty decently on Rumble.
Take them licks and just keep on kicking, man.
They're pushing 100 views.
I'm working on 2 videos at once. I got a sort of analysis of The Mummy from 1999, comparing it to the original.
Well, Chris loves that.
Yeah.
And, nice. I'm 10 pages deep on a part 2 of Arcane.
Sweet.
I'm working
nice.
Right now. Not sure what I'm going to commit to, but they're both in the pipe, so can look forward to that.
I got something in my pipe right now. What are you working on, Blue Collar? I mean, what do you need thumbnails for soon?
Tomorrow we're obviously
liquor bottles.
Tomorrow we're going to do Child's Play, and honestly, there's nothing coming out the next few weeks, so I'm just going to keep finishing up Banshee with West, and I think I'm going to start like slowly going through older films. I mean, like I've been wanting to do Predator 2 for a while. stuff like Falling Down. I mean, there's so many. I mean, there's 10,000 older films to do. Because yeah, I think the only thing is Tyler kept praising the whole that new fucking Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio film there.
Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. Heard it's good.
Yeah, it's coming out like next week. But for the rest of this year, there's just nothing coming out to fucking review. Dude.
I mean, Blue Collar Falling Down is such a great movie.
I know.
Falling Down rules.
No, if actually, Killers of the Flower Moon, sorry, comes out actually this week. So besides reviewing that,
maybe we'll talk about that next week. Then
I'll go see Five Nights at Freddy's just to make a video on it, just because.
I'm gonna miss the premiere of Napoleon because I'm seeing a Tool concert.
Oh shit!
Damn,
I think
awesome.
It's gonna be way cooler, if I'm honest.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still second week into Schlocktober. We got like last week we had let's see, we did The Blob, Devil's Hand, Invisible Ghost, 2 How to Make a Monsters with Dark Hour. We got Equinox, Clown House, Saturday the 14th, The Worst Witch. This week, holy shit, we just had Creature from the Haunted Sea, Thirsty Dead. Rockula comes out on Wednesday with Queen of the Damned. If Queen of the Damned gets taken out, at least Rockula is going to be up. Because Rockula's a trip, dude.
Yeah.
We got a Cold Night's Death I watched with, dude, it's insane. We went insane watching it, dude.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm also trying to work on my Renfield video, which I've been talking about for months and months and months. It's just something where I just kept putting it aside. But now that Brides of Dracula keeps getting blocked, I'm going to try to do one more edit on it. And if it gets fucking denied again, or if it doesn't, I don't care. If it gets denied or not, I'm going to be.
If you add just something that isn't that footage, just randomly to break up like 4-minute sections of using just that footage, that makes all the difference in the world.
I don't know. I think I just have to edit it because like the thing that's different about Bride of Dracula, normally I edit like at least half the movie out, but with these Schlocktober's, I'm putting them all up in full, the movies.
Yeah.
So, but with Bride of Dracula and some other fucking made-for-TV movie that should be copyright, Grave of the Vampire, I'm getting copyright claims, even though it should be public domain. Now, in their defense, I did look it up, and Bride of Dracula isn't public domain. That was my bad.
Bride of Dracula is definitely under copyright.
Yeah,
still.
but I put an overlay over it, and that wasn't good enough. So I'm hoping if I put an overlay over it and edit out all the, filler, anything that, we'll see.
Has anybody done M?
No, that would be crazy. The old black and white movie, was that?
It's Peter Lorre in German. Yeah, this is Fritz Lang. That is a killer movie. I mean, the idea of a serial killer, that they get it so well in M, and that's what 1930 or so.
Dude,
really? That's what.
Yeah, it is. Dude. It is. Peter Lorre is a child murderer, and the way that they did it, the way that his reaction when his compulsion comes over him, I mean, Peter Lorre is brilliant in that, and
great.
And the police
maybe we'll watch that tonight.
Utterly incapable of trying to get him, and it's actually the hilarious thing to me is that the German criminals actually have unions because of course they're German, but they're the ones who go out and find him and have their own court discussion with him and decide to try and kill him.
Yeah, I'll check that out tonight maybe with Meg after we watch Ozark.
Oh, M is killer, and I believe it's on YouTube.
And it's another movie that we watched Megan and we watched The Meg, and now we'll watch M.
M is killer.
We're gonna get on that shit.
Yeah.
Which one? I'll tell you, Enzo. This week I put a pre-order. Spider-Man 2 comes out. I know people can be the biggest gamers, but the Spider-Man 1 game, I just finished it today for streaming, but fucking fantastic. And
yeah.
Are you?
Spider-Man 2 is getting killer reviews on that, where they're like, they actually delivered on what they should have.
I'm hoping. I mean, because especially Tony Todd voicing Venom, you got the symbiote suit, Peter and Miles, fucking Lizard. The Lizard looks fantastic, but that first game, the ending with Peter and Doc Ock and Aunt May dying and shit, you're like, this is better than anything they've done in live action.
Spoilers. Oh yeah,
I don't think Ernest has actually been video game approved.
This is one of my favorite Ernest Scared Stupid references. Anytime I bring up Miak and someone knows what the hell I'm talking. Hey Vern, did you know that original Bulgarian Miak is made with nutrient-rich milk flavored ingredients from happy wild boars that freely roam the Bulgarian countryside. That's right. No factory farms or cramped quarters here. No siree. If you're being trolled, get yourself some original Bulgarian miak.
Wow,
Good
that was a
stuff.
good ad.
Thanks.
I think I'm gonna go get some milk now.
It's miak. It's not milk.
Miak. Yeah.
I like that picture showing John Cena starting to like actually look like Ernest now. It's fucking creepy.
Yes,
you know what? You know, John Cena's funny. I'd watch it. Screw it.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! Ernest P. Worrell comes back with John Cena playing him
and being all jacked and everything.
That's no. I'm just thinking out loud. That'd be amazing.
You can't see me.
Fuck, you know, have him be Ernest's son.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean? But all right, guys. Well, let's call it quits. I got some vichyssoise soup I made. I'm gonna eat. I guess we'll play this outro music, and I will list a eulogy. A24 movies that, you know, like I said, A24, they're switching away from auteurs. They're going to bullshit. So we got RIP. We got Uncut Gems in Fabric. We've got On the Rocks, Saint Maud, uninspired reviewer. He said that was one of the best horror movies he's seen recently. The Green Knight. I thought The Green Knight was pretty good. I thought Lamb was pretty good. A24, Alpha 24, we were calling it.
Lamb.
Lamb was a weird ass movie. Red Rocket was fantastic with what's his name? That rapper dude from Scary Movie 3. Tragedy.
I got a Red Rocket for you.
Dude, if you guys haven't seen Red Rocket, check it out. It's good. There's also X and Everything Everywhere All at Once, obviously. Men. The Sky is Everywhere, Bodies, 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 Funny Pages, Instinct, God's Creatures, After Sun, Cause Away, The Inspection, White Noise, Eternal Daughter, The Whale, Place Rules, When You Finish, Save the World, Close. Stop making sense. They bought the concert rights to stop making sense. Oh my god.
Talking Heads.